Search you.
I don't even know what screen we're on.
Oh,
guys.
Where are we?
All right.
How
we're
do you get
live.
here?
We're live. Welcome
Tyler,
back.
stop kidnapping us.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't do that.
Welcome back to the Chronicles of Patria, session 32. Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Ooh, woo.
Exciting. This music is way too epic for this cold open. We're all either sleep deprived, over caffeinated, or single brain celled today. So this is gonna be a good one.
Great.
This is gonna be pretty good.
Pretty cool.
I do not remember where we left off. Besides, there's a stakeout about to happen. That I recall.
You're
That's
goddamned
sad.
right there is.
Yeah. And I love
gonna
it too
fight-
because I was so confused last session before we had something to stake out. Because like we had already talked about the stakeout, but I was like, who are you guys gonna watch? And then you guys explored, and now you have at least one thing, probably more. And I believe I'm stealing the recapper's thunder, but this is more for my own recap because I don't know where I am right now. I think we also got a list of generic anglicized names from the 1700s, with a couple that stand out. I think we're gonna dive into that.
RL.
So I'm gonna change the music to something a little bit more appropriate. This is way too intense. I can't do that. Did you know he made a Rickroll sequel this year? He made a follow-up song.
What?
Tyler, wait.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? There's.
No.
I hear bells.
Jesus. Is it Mothman?
What's?
Is it actually Mothman?
Is that bells?
Is that
sleigh bells? Is that sleigh bells?
What is happening?
Guys,
What?
I think it's
Oh,
I think it's
Jesus
Christmas. Guys, it's Christmas. I think it's Christmas.
It's September. Why is it Christmas?
But it's the 25th. It's the 25th. It's Christmas. It's Christmas in Patria. Oh, Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Okay, hold on. Can we talk about the fact that this is not three people doing a bit? This is 1/3 of a person. We have Marsh as a literal Christmas tree. We have Nick as a Santa hat, and then we have actual Santa, aka Mac, in the bottom.
Christopher Kringle.
Mr. Kringle in the flesh.
It's me. Christmas.
I thought you were
I
in the
also-
Feywild.
I do
Nick is
appreciate
just
the fact
cosplaying-
that in this bit, it's going to start with me saying, is that Mothman? And no one's going to understand why I thought it was Mothman.
I got it. This is like so
We're
loose.
just going to roll with it. Merry Christmas. I guess I can't
Merry
post this spot
Christmas.
until
Let's
December.
go.
That's okay.
You can post it. You can post it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
all right,
maybe
So
Canada-
what I need you to do is
crucified.
when it's actually Christmas, dress up in Easter clothing.
We're gonna
Okay.
dress
You're
up.
gonna be
3
We're
months
gonna
ahead at
dress
all
up-
times.
We're gonna
Dress
dress
up
up
for
as
Halloween.
Earth. We're gonna dress up as for Earth Day.
Oh, yeah.
Just
No, dress up for New Year's.
We're all just globes.
Wouldn't
We're
Earth
all in a
Day just
baby
be-
diaper.
We're just trees.
Wouldn't Earth Day
We
just
all
be,
turn
like,
into
naked?
trees. We all turn into trees.
What?
Trees.
All right, I gotta do get that. back This is into. I like- gotta get back into
Just
frame,
fuck-
guys. I'm shrinking down.
Fucking
Yeah.
madness. You're
You know,
you're just a
I got
tree.
this. I
Just
got
be a
this hat,
tree.
and now all I just need is a nightgown, and then I'll be fucking Wee Willy Winky.
What is Wee Willy Winky?
You haven't heard that nursery rhyme?
No. Is
Oh
this
my
some
Americans are
more regional
crazy.
stuff?
He's more popular than Mothman.
No, blame it on Mother Hen.
It's more
Blame it on old
a
Mother Goose.
Scottish nursery rhyme from 1841. What the fuck?
Blame it on Mother Goose. Honestly,
Golden
this look,
Session
this
is
look
just
is
to give
like
thanks.
this look is
Stances.
The session,
I can
what was
dig
it
it.
you said? Cold open? I think this is like the most lukewarm open.
This is the most lukewarm opening we've ever done. We're gonna jump into the recap. Nico/Kim. I'll give you 3 song name choices with no context for you to choose
10 out
from
of
for your
10.
backdrop. Okay, you
Yes.
get either what the funk. I've said this one before, but I just love saying it. 5 Fat Fellows from Fandelver, but all the words start with PH instead of an F. Or No More Time.
No more time?
No one's foreboding.
No More Time. It is a little foreboding. There's also Weep No More.
Middle songs?
Bitch,
It's all
stop
from
your
like
crying.
a weird royalty-free.
Maybe roll a dice
TTRPG
for it. How many
thing.
did you
roll a
say?
dice. Roll a d6. I
Yeah.
said
Roll a
3,
D6?
technically 4, if you want to
Gotcha.
do d4 for Weep No More to be the fourth option.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1.
You got a 1? Okay, so that's What the Funk.
Oh
Alright.
shit.
Have we heard this one before?
Yeah.
We've definitely heard this one before. I think we played the whole album before. This one's just really dope, though. All right, recap
Love it.
begins. Let's jump in.
All right. All right. Let's get to work on fixing your brain hole, Mork. Well, I guess we'll talk to this strange man while we're here. Finally, a moment to breathe and a chance to work on your head dent. Come on, sit still. But, oh yes, storyteller, what we've been up to. It's the 16th event tour, and our last rounds of adventures started off quite wonderfully. Kuno, Soren, and Niall headed off to speak with the current preacher of the children, Preacher Einveller, on the advice of their boy, the street urchin, LG. They met his preacher on the grounds of a less than well-maintained church, where he appeared to be preparing for an evening service. In their discussion with the preacher, they learned that he too does not remember the existence of Niall's sister, Elryla, even though LG could. But he noted that his congregation has shrunk significantly, by about half, and donations of well, of course. Fewer people have made it to the service recently. As far as he can tell, it seems to be adults disappearing, at least that anyone's cared to notice. He was unable to give them any more information, but he did offer to aid with the investigation if he could, as well as invited them to attend the evening service. And now for what I got up to. Oh, Aqua has the most fascinating magic of being able to transform into animals without polymorph. She became Aqua. Using her powerful bloodhound nose, we tracked Niall's sister, and Amon and Moss and I followed as she snuffled up Elryla's scent, tracking her through the northern quarter of the town to a seemingly abandoned building. The door was locked, so Amon and I attempted to open the window instead of smashing it unsuccessfully. We had to smash it, and then we sent Mork in, because he was going to open the doorknob. But he too was unsuccessful. And then Amon tried to kick the door in, and we still couldn't do that. But Aqua, however, no longer in door form, was able to magically melt the door lock with some well-placed acid splashes. I have to remember that Aqua is actually a talented mage sometimes. I'll have to study her magic and see what I can glean, especially when it comes to opening doors. But now successfully inside, it was a very dusty and abandoned plain living room. Assuming this was Elryla's apartment, do all not military people just not decorate things? It's very boring. Needs more knickknacks. Regardless, we did find a trail of silvery, dried, viscous goo, and upon tasting it, I figured out it was acidic the hard way. We followed the gooey trail, with Aqua misty stepping through another locked door and straight into a squishy blob creature sitting on the kitchen counter. An ooze animated and swiped at Aqua as we launched into battle with the monstrous plasmoid creature. It slurped around a lot and hit us, well, everyone else, with heavy fist blobs. But we successfully felled the ooze creature. And as it melted away, a locker skittered out of its goo body. An ES, Elryla Shima, I think that's the last name, presumably, and RL, currently unknown, were engraved on the locket. In the apartment, we didn't really find anything else. Like, it was weirdly empty, other than some footsteps and a dust trail on the rooftop access that someone else has been here, at least vaguely recently. So Amon and Moss, they're planning a stakeout to see if they can find some evidence of any funny business. We headed back to the Golden Peacock to rejoin with the rest of our troop and showed the locket to Niall, who didn't recognize anyone named RL. Amon and I recalled the census list mentioned by the military captain Stelios. We knew we needed to get that list to get some clues on the identity of RL, so Amon and Moss stayed behind to track down Stelios, and the rest of us headed to the evening's church service. When we got there, the church was only about a third full, and there's a palpable tension in the air. Probably because of, all of those people who've disappeared. The service was meh. Preacher Einveller referenced Kayela and some of the children. I don't know, I really wasn't paying attention. Mork and I, we were watching out for any funny business. Mork did see something suspicious near the altar, and I couldn't find the source of it with my detect magic. Didn't raise any suspicions, I think. But we did find a weird little wet patch on the carpet. Soren, however, did notice a woman bawling when the preacher started talking about the missing people. And after the Sorens, he went to introduce himself, the service, Soren went to introduce himself to the lady, Abigail Wright, who told him her husband, Edward Wright, had been missing for about a month now. She was eager to learn that we are investigating the disappearances in town, because apparently no one else is doing anything about it. But, nothing seems suspicious about the church. Yet. So we headed back to the tavern to catch up with Moss and Aman. Meanwhile, Moss and Aman headed to the guard barracks in the late evening to ask Stelios for that census data. And Aman was able to smooth talk their way to get an audience with Captain Stelios, who, while grumpy at being disturbed, was impressed by Moss and Aman's progress in the investigation and agreed to give them the census data for one night, to be safely returned in the morning when he meets them for breakfast at the Golden Peacock. We met up as a crew at the tavern, and upon inspection of this valuable census data, there are 2 RLs in town, Rachel Langley and Roland Littleton. Don't know who they are, but we'll investigate them tomorrow. The rest of us settled down for the night and created a duplicate of the census list for our reference. And we ended the evening as Aman and Moss left for their stakeout, so I hope they're successful in gathering information with little danger. But I guess we'll see when we wake up, I guess, storyteller?
Hey.
Nice.
We'll see.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for staying
Sorry, good
focused
recap.
while
Yeah, laser focus.
Bubbly, Bubbly
Watching
was
Discord pop over here.
it was insane.
But also, I like to picture that you're reading the storyteller a bedtime story because he's
He's
so
wearing the
Listen, if
exact
you're reading
outfit you have.
because of how you ended it. We'll see you when we wake up, I guess. So it makes it sound like you're reading him a bedtime story, and I like that. Him and his little wee
you're,
really weaky
you're working
cosplay.
on you're working on Mork,
cosplay.
right?
Yeah.
You're working on Mork, and storyteller's just getting tucked into bed.
Just drinking
He's
his warm
flawless.
milk.
Looking up those covers. Yeah.
Good recap.
Great
Good
recap.
Oh, thank you.
I
was a
know
really good
where we
recap.
are now.
Very
I
thorough.
remember.
And honestly, I
remember.
appreciate. I think the vibe of the music kind of fit the vibe with your recap, kind of like because it like kind of
I completely agree.
It did feel like we were in a Seinfeld episode, but in a
yeah. But you know,
rare,
when-
good
every
Seinfeld episode.
you know,
Kinda
honestly,
made
Every
it
D&D
there.
session's like an episode of Seinfeld.
honestly, yeah.
That tracks.
Just get the bass line as a soundboard for every scene.
Oh yeah, I have those.
Dude.
Yeah, Nick's entry.
All right,
music
yeah.
is-
Welcome back, everybody. That was a fantastic recap. We're gonna jump right in to Operation Stakeout. Moss
Ooh, steak.
and
Yeah.
Amon are
So-
heading to the abandoned property where you guys found the goo man, basically,
Right.
and a locket which had the initials ES, which line up with Niall's sister, and R.L. Stein, famed
Yeah.
author from the 30s.
From Ohio.
Friend of the
From
show.
Ohio.
Friend of the
The
show.
30s.
From
R.L.
Ohio.
Stein.
He really is though.
Yeah, that was great. No, RL, and then later, again, because you guys have only explored 2. Remember, we broke down the city into quadrants. Only 2 of these quadrants, and have gotten some pretty useful information so far. So it's possible Rachel Langley or Roland Littleton, or potentially a third name, but these ones are at least a good place to start.
Secret third thing.
And then Edward Wright, which is the spouse of that sad lady
Abigail.
from the Abby. Abby, you're on.
She
on
did
good
introduce
terms with her.
herself. She did introduce herself to me as
Abby.
Abby.
True.
All my friends call me Abby. That's not
All
what she
my
said,
friends
but
call me Abby, yeah. Yeah. So Moss, I know you weren't here, so hopefully
Yeah. I heard about the goo man in the recap, but
yeah.
what could anyone?
They did
give
curb
me
stomp
maybe
a goo.
It's a gelatinous cube.
Technically, you
Oh.
also helped
It
curb
actually,
stomp
Yeah,
the
it
gelatinous
actually,
cube.
it actually.
but you did
was
clean
a
us.
gelatinous cube.
You did clean up because you do get
Right,
that.
yeah, that is
The
my thing.
stat block for that was not a gelatinous cube.
No, it's an ooze, right? It's a gray
It
ooze.
was a
or whatever.
modified ooze. Yeah.
I see.
Squishy.
I see.
In the in the
Hopefully,
gelatinous cube family, but a little
Yeah.
hopefully that's
little
not
above.
like a clue to what happened to all those people or anything.
Yeah, they got gooed. All right. Let's see what this investigation music A sounds like. Syrinscape, what do you got for me?
If it's not noir based,
It's dude, finding copyright-free noir is difficult
yeah.
because all of this stuff is like copyrighted for like adventures and stuff like that, or like musical music. Okay, start with this. We'll mix it up as
Man, if I can learn the saxophone, it's over. I'll make our own.
If you could just learn the saxophone and make a noir soundtrack for us,
Can I just make a single noir? Can I just make a single noir sound, like like how the saxophone intros into a noir, and it's just like that.
Just the opener. Every time we do something heisty, just the opening beat.
Just a button on a soundboard.
I will play it on stream.
Jesus.
I'm here for it.
Reach over and grab your saxophone.
Hold
Moss
you to it.
and Amon, late at night on the 16th?
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said we were going to be getting into the morning of the 17th.
Yes, yeah, and I think most of you guys long rested already because I'm sure you guys won't run into any trouble. I'm sure.
Yeah, totally not.
Say like that.
It's not like we're going to drag
So
something back to the house.
Move it into the lady.
Or get dragged to a house.
Get dragged. All right, turn it over to you guys. You guys take it away.
Become a egg.
You guys have just, I think everyone, actually, we'll rewind for a second. Did you guys decide where you're going to sleep? Or are you guys just camping outside?
I think that's
We're
what
in my
we
parents' backyard.
Yeah, that's
You're
where we're
playing
Throw
in
the
the
tent
backyard.
set.
It's so cute.
We're camping.
We're camping out.
Camping in the backyard. Okay, so you guys are long resting. You guys all meet up there after dealing with the military, with the barracks. And Moss and Amon, the sun sets and you have enough night cover above to slip away into the night. I'll say, as you guys are heading over there, just give me a generalized stealth check. Just keep it real. Let me know how well you're blending in as a 8-foot green man and a man with a giant trench coat that hides
I've
himself,
swapped it out.
but does draw a little bit of ire.
I swapped it out for a poncho. I got an 18.
Oh, right, yeah, you got a poncho.
Yeah, I
18,
got a poncho.
okay.
Rolling on digital dice. One moment.
I do have my signature hat, though.
Oh,
My yeehaw hat.
12.
12. An average of 15. Not terribly low, above the average perception of
You're right.
Tyrant's
You're
folk.
right.
yeah, a regular Joe and half your party. You guys head northward, north of the northern quadrant where you guys dealt with that. And I believe Amon had found a suitable place for you guys to basically just set up camp. And you're just staking out. You're not, unless you are investigating, but there was a roof opposite of the house that you could get into the house because you had broken the window, so you have a way in now. And then go upstairs, hop across a couple rooftops, easily enough to do between two adventurers. You guys find yourself on the rooftop of the home across from El Ryla's last known location so far. What are you guys doing?
Mana's. I feel like what happened instead, because Amon can do this, he literally just walked up the side of the building that he wanted to go up to, and then threw his rope over and let Moss climb up it, and then pulling the rope up as we get into the scene.
And it took about as long as it would have taken us to scale all of those buildings because my strength is 7.
Yeah.
Halfway
It's like,
through the night, you finally get up.
Oh my goodness!
Come on, come on, it's 1 foot over the other. Come on, it's just like walking.
I know, I'm trying.
So good.
I mean,
Scramble up top.
well, now I don't really know exactly what we're looking for. I just know that there's been some heavy foot traffic on the top of that roof over there. So if we want to go and yeah, I don't know if you want to take shifts on who's watching top or who's watching bottom, or if you just want to do one person at a time. But I feel
You're
like
saying we should go over to the roof and have one of us inside the building?
oh no, nothing like that. If they have multiple of those oozes, one of us are fucked.
The ooze that we fought, did it give any hint of intelligence?
You didn't stop to ask many questions, but it seemed to be a step above just a beast, so to speak. It seemed to plan its actions. It seemed to move around to defend itself well. So
Like
if not
sentient?
intelligence, because you're not sure, definitely a skilled adversary.
I'm very curious and want to know if somebody is training these things or has them as pets. It fought like a wild. It fought like a trained beast, not like a wild
It
dog.
certainly did.
So
That being said, however, perhaps I might be able to feel it out using the Reaper if anybody shows up, but I feel it might be a little dangerous.
could bring some unwanted attention. But
Well, I mean, I could just disguise myself as
oh,
anybody,
right, I forgot you could do that.
Compact Reaper now.
Compact Reaper.
Handy.
Reaper to
That's
go.
handy.
Reaper to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot. I'll keep an eye out if you want to keep your
The one thing
mind
you
tendrils
did
out.
gather as well, with regards to when you guys visited here as a group, the source, the check out our TikTok, but the dirty sock juice that you followed. Thank you, Kim and Club, for having the exact same reaction as you did last time I said that. That you guys followed was not fresh. This was not a week ago, a month ago. This was quite some time ago, which is why it took so long to get a scent. So you guys are welcome to stake out, and definitely something may happen. But this is one of those things where it's not so much about, hey, if I stay here as long as I have to, something's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you're following Elryla is because of Niall. Elryla is not the newest victim.
Do we have the name of the most recent victim?
The one that you know about as the most recent would be Edward Wright.
Do we know where they lived?
You know where Abby lived, which is where they lived. I think Soren had that information. I imagine in the conversation, Abby would have said, yeah, you can come see me at my place and come ask me more questions if you need to.
Perhaps.
But you can stay where you are to start and go from there, or you can move around. I just want to set realistic expectations that the trail on Elryla has gone cold, but you've now connected Elryla to the same list that has Edward on it. So you guys are making leaps and bounds.
Amon, I think it might behoove us to make our rounds across, at least between all of these homes of everybody that's gone missing.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Looks like
Probably could stick to the rooftops and just wander the town, see if we hear anything.
Yeah, and it seems this Edward fellow is the most recent one to have gone missing. Maybe we can find something over where.
Just 3 a.m. to start knocking on fucking doors. Where is she?
We'll yeah, we can meander our way over there, and if we find anything along the way, we can investigate it. But maybe we can look for stuff.
I'll say you guys
along
know
the
where
roofs.
Abby and Edward lived. You talked with Soren, and that information was passed along. I will say, as a point of note, because this is a investigation that's taking place across a couple different avenues, you are in the northern quadrant of the city right now. Northeast, southwest, plus the market, plus the barracks, plus the church. So 7 total areas. You've scoped out most of the church grounds. You scoped out the northern quadrant. You've scoped out the barracks. Kind of. You've talked to someone in the barracks. You haven't gone through them. Edward and Abigail Wright live in the western quadrant. So that already gives you a sign that this isn't just native to the northern area of the city. You guys can kind of go back and forth. I'll say if you guys want to spend a couple hours here, make a couple checks, investigate. You guys can just watch and perceive, or you guys can investigate to see if there's abandoned buildings nearby that might have something. Whatever you guys want to do. This is one of those choose your own adventure. There's a web that you guys can fall into here.
I think our best bet would be heading straight to Edward and Abby's place, staking that out for a little bit, or if not, investigating the nearby area, the surrounding area, and then doing the same pretty much for each of these places, going in reverse chronological order.
Yeah, because
youngest to oldest.
Yeah, because I don't think it would really do a whole lot to stake out. Yeah, stay here or stake out Abby and Edward's place, only because they've already been hit. So I think probably just investigating the area around them would be probably a better idea.
See if maybe any sign leaning towards who they might be targeting, what kind of people. Is there anything similar between the people who are missing?
Well, we know most of them are of age to be drafted.
Right.
That's what what we've gathered so far, is that most of them are of age to become soldiers.
But nothing more than that, though.
Yeah. And who take interest in enlisting? Wasn't that something that we figured out too? It was people who were taking interest in becoming soldiers? Or is it
no,
just
so
people?
The census list was basically the legal eligibility.
Okay.
It was the pre-draft. So it was like, here's all the people you can pick from. You're allowed to take 30%.
Okay, gotcha.
So and the Onsal Republican Army does not discriminate against gender in terms of troop recruitment. They are in dire need of all readily available of age soldiers. So there are women on that list. There are men on that list. There are older people. There are people below the age of 18 if they are the second child, such as Niall. When Niall first got recruited. So there's options. But you guys head over to Edward Wright's. The lights are off. Abigail's likely asleep. You guys set up camp across the street, kind of alleyway to kind of hide in. Give me, I'll let one of you give me a perception check and one of you give me an investigation check.
I can
one
do
of you is just
investigation.
going to watch for a couple hours while the other kind of digs in a little bit.
I'll do perception.
Yeah. And does it look like their rooftop is similar to the abandoned building's rooftop, where it looks like there might be a roof access point up there?
There might be, yeah. Most of these buildings are fairly similar.
Okay.
They're kind of like barely 2-story. Like the upstairs is just like a room and then a rooftop access.
Yeah. I would take time to, with my investigation, to walk up the side of it and look up there to see if there's like heavy foot traffic up there or any kind of signs up there as well.
The big D20 has given me an 18 perception.
Oh,
not bad.
I rolled a really shit. Oh wait, hold on. I think I have a thing that I can do. I keep forgetting that I have something. You make an ability check that fails. You can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll the d20. Okay, I'm going to use magical guidance because I know an 8 fails. So I'm going to spend a sorcery point and re-roll my d20.
Cool.
Investigation. I'm going to fuck it. I'm going to spend another one. I really want to know what this is hiding. I rolled a fucking 9. 23. There we go.
Yo.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
2 sorcery points later, but
Yeah.
definitely worth it considering you're about to long rest. I would agree. You guys spend a few hours. You investigate slowly. You're not trying to wake anybody. You're not trying to get caught. And with the average 15 stealth check and pretty decent perception investigation, you guys find a few things that definitely raise an eyebrow. I can't remember exactly the timeline I said how long Edward's been missing, but I believe it was at least a few weeks, if not a month. It wasn't super, super recent because I know I said she had been asking repeatedly and the preacher wouldn't even acknowledge it anymore. So there's that. With your investigation check, you crawl up to the side of the building, you look over top. You don't see any heavy trafficked areas. I would say that you can't necessarily rule out if that's the way they're all getting in, but it doesn't seem like you don't see a big pile of goo there being like, aha, this is where they got in. But it's definitely fairly common. You kind of stand up tall and look around, and you see a lot of houses have this very similar cookie cutter design. Again, from what you've learned from Niall and just by looking around, this town was very, very tiny, barely had a market, and then when the war started to pick up a lot over the last few hundred years, the military, which has changed as well over the last few hundred years, built these permanent housing dwellings, and that's why many of them are abandoned. With a perception check, Moss, you notice 2 individuals not walking together, but there's 2 kind of spread out that seem to hang around. Not in front of the house, but they're kind of moving around almost like they're guarding something. They don't appear to be wearing a uniform. They're not in all black clothing to hide in the shadows. They seem to just be in civilian attire, browns and leathers and tan clothing. And with a 15 average stealth, they do not appear to have noticed you guys. But you're kind of clocking them, you're watching them for a little bit. Amon, with that full investigation after getting off the roof, you do notice in the rear of the building there is a rear entrance, likely directly to the kitchen, which was not at Elryla's last known location. Again, you don't know if it's her house or not. There is a little smidgen of the same goo that you saw in Elryla's house. Trampled over from passage over the last month.
Okay, sorry, one more time with the 2 individuals. Are they...
That's what Moss is watching.
Okay,
right
that's
now,
okay, so I don't know
that. You'll have to loop back with him to get that download.
Good, that makes it easier then. Does it look like anybody's home right now in the house, or does it look like the lights are on, or anybody's
It's like
awake?
2 o'clock in the morning, the lights are off, but they're probably home. You know they left the church, so...
Okay.
Can I forget that I have this spell. Message. 120 feet.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely you can.
And quietly, Amon, there's 2 fellas. They seem to be guarding, but not in any uniforms.
Yeah, like patrolling within a few hundred feet, like they're kind of
Patrolling.
moving around in a weird, like they're not walking the same roads every time. Like they just seem to be
Are they
orbiting in the neighborhood
Can I
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, watching them, can I kind of like triangulate where the center of their orbit is?
You definitely could. It'll take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
So you download Amon with that information. Amon, you hear that message and you can respond.
I'll shoot back with my own message because I also have that cantrip. And just go, all right, well, there's also a pile of ooze behind Abigail's house, similar to the one we found in the other one.
Well, that certainly doesn't bode well for Abigail.
I'm wondering if either we should try and get access into the house while she's asleep quietly, or maybe try and wake her, or should we focus on these two individuals? I could watch them, maybe walk out, talk to them, see what they're up to, in a manner that's not so, forthright. Act like a drunkard out in the streets or something.
Do you think maybe they're watching... You said there's ooze, maybe they're circling the place while they do something nefarious.
Could be. That's why I want to... It seems like it's been here a while, so if anyone...
I'm going to watch them a little bit longer, see if I can't figure out what they're circling. But then maybe I'll group up with you and we can find a way inside.
I'll look for a way to get in quietly while you're watching them, so...
Sounds like a plan.
I'll just try and stealthily make my way around the building, checking for any unlocked windows or doors or anything like that.
Yeah, the front door is unlocked.
I shoot a message back. The front door is unlocked.
Question. When I'm in Reaper form, with my long, thready arms that I can stretch about, when I'm disguised in that form, can I still use the Dream Strike in all those things?
I believe so, because Disguise Self is just an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't sure if the disguising was like an actual disguise self, or if it was like he was
like an
actually
alter.
Oh, right, because it's your
like more alter self rather than disguise self.
Yeah, but like I would imagine if he did use it, it would just like come out of the person that he's disguised as or something.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then Moss is going to pull off his face, and then
Every time.
Yep.
Every time.
then I'm going to disguise myself as just I'll say, what's the most average race that's in the town here?
It's predominantly human and half-elven.
Okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna be a random sallow half-elf, and then I'm gonna try and use my tentacles to like Doc Ock myself off the roof quietly.
When you choose that face, it's like you're doing the fucking AI where it's just like hundreds of different faces layered on top of each other
like
to find the most
morphing 100
basic
times.
one. Of all the denizens of Salt Creek and everything.
Just like
Downloading your Richard.
Just like flipping.
Yeah.
It's just switching through the flip
Rotating.
book of everyone.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
half
wheel- like
elf
freaking
number
like a
237.
You Doc Ock down the side of the building, and you're moving to kind of triangulate. Are you guys linking up again? Are you guys getting back to each other?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I was gonna. Did I learn like how long would I have to stay up there?
It would probably take about half an hour because they're orbiting in a pretty large area. You kind of have to move to a couple places and see if they stop by a location. So I would say while you're finishing that, Amon is kind of creeping through the house, and then you guys can link up shortly after.
Cool.
Amon, you open the front door.
Yeah.
I'm just
Very,
worried about letting them
very quietly, and just kind of as quietly as possible, making my way in. Testing floorboards to see if they're creaky. Like,
The
Creepy.
first thing you notice is the smell of not like a year-old rotten food, but like food that's starting to turn. and you notice that there are like piles upon piles of dirty dishes on the table, on the sink. You can see into the kitchen behind you with your dark vision. Abigail's been living alone, distraught, with no answers, and has not been taking care of herself or where she lives. So the smell of like that food starting to turn, and just like dozens of dried dishes that just have like stews and
Probably hella
spoiled
flies
meats
in
and
the
stuff.
kitchen. And everything.
Yeah, a handful. It's not quite gotten to like a hoarder level, but it's pretty bad. In front of you, it's just a messy home.
No one in the living room.
Nope.
I'll keep my eyes on the stairs that lead upstairs, and I'll make my way towards the kitchen to see if there's anything in there, since that's where this
the
trail
only thing
was.
I'll say is note, just to cut through the suspense a little bit, because you're going through this pretty easily. The only thing you notice, because you're now looking for it, is where the door lines up with the building. There's a little bit of a smear of that goo on the inside as well.
And am I able to see if it leads anywhere else? Like there's a trail inside the home, or?
Not that you see. No active trail. She
Then
may
I'll-
have cleaned it, or maybe there was no residue left. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll maybe try and slink my way upstairs to see if she's alive.
Sure. Give me a fresh stealth check.
All right. Ooh, I'm going to magical guidance that and reroll. That's a 10.
I did look as well. You have to
13.
take a new roll, just as a heads up.
Okay.
Let that first one go, but it's in the expanded description that you
Yeah,
have to use the new result.
I didn't know if it was because it says no action required. It doesn't say you can only use it once. It just says you have to use the
It's
new
special,
roll.
so it's just the spending of a sorcery point. But it says under the description, when you make an ability check that fails, you can spend one sorcery point to roll a d20, and you must use the new roll. So that
Okay.
implies that you
Gotcha.
can't just keep spending
Keep using it. Okay.
At least that's how I read it. We
Okay,
can
okay.
semantically.
Yeah.
But 13, you said?
Yeah, 13 for the new roll.
13?
Better
so
than-
again,
better than a
slightly
10.
above average.
Better than a 10.
You head upstairs. There is no door into the, like I said, there's only just a single room here, so it's just like almost like a landing as you get up the stairs. You see on the bed a unconscious woman.
Is she? If I stay there a minute, is she breathing?
Looks like it.
Just kind of move my head around, make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary, and if there's nothing there, I'll.
The only thing you notice is the half dozen or so empty bottles on the nightstand.
I'll slink my way back downstairs, and then I'll go for the front door, and I'll. Is there a way to lock it on my way out?
Not really. It doesn't have like it's just a turn lock.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be really weird. Could I mage hand keep it in there right where I know the lock is, step outside, close it, and then bring the mage towards me?
Sure. I'll let you have it if you want to burn a mage hand cantrip. Sure.
Let me burn a cantrip.
Burn
real
a
quick.
cantrip.
Yeah,
No big
just
deal,
light
burn a
that
cantrip.
up. Just burn
Yeah,
that cantrip.
Hublot energy.
'Cause it's very like it's. I always
that's
thought mage
definitely
hand you
something
had to
you can
look
do.
at it, but you do not have to have
I think you
contact.
typically do, but if you're spawning it where you know, you could give it an action.
Okay.
In that sense. But yeah, I'll say you lock the door. You eventually meet up with Moss, not running into those two guards with your previous stealth check. Moss, you have gotten pretty certain that they're either guarding a series of houses, which again all have the lights off, or behind there's a warehouse. Nothing crazy, likely just like this quadrant's food storage.
So they might be like neighborhood watch equivalent or something.
Could be. Like I said, they're just in civilian clothing.
So, but you said they're specifically passing by the ones with the lights out.
They are orbiting in like a semi-irregular pattern throughout the whole area. That's why it took a while for you to kind of triangulate where they overlap the most. The quadrant's fairly large. You just noticed them because your original perception check, you were eyeing up the area for a long enough time that you saw both of them enter your periphery. And this late at night, those are the only two people that you've seen out and about.
Well, I still kind of want to confront one of them.
I play a mean drunk.
I'll kind of message him on. Amon, do you think you could run your drunkard act?
I can try.
And I'll kind of direct him towards, like, walking.
You're
out
like
of the
giving
alley.
him instructions, and he just walks up
Oh,
behind
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Hello, sir.
I'm right here. I actually made
Oh.
I've been standing behind you for like 2 minutes now.
Oh, right. Funny.
You keep on casting it. You're just like in a loop now.
Right, but it was mostly you need to go to find them. They're over, and I'll just point. To
Yeah,
where we
you
can
guys
see
have
them.
met up, and you're pointing out like, hey, few aisles up. They're gonna cross over here in the next couple minutes. You're gonna hide, Moss, and
Yeah, I'm gonna duck Ock across the roofs
I hate
to kind
it
of be
so
able
much.
to watch the.
I'll take the thing out of my hair that keeps my hair up and let it kind of fall down, dishevel it, put the hat in my face a little bit, crooked, make myself look a little disheveled, and kind of
Wait,
shake myself up.
The less used but also valid use of prestidigitation, I can soil all of his clothing.
Yeah, just make me a real party.
You just like
make you real
flick some of the
dirty.
dust off the ground and just like make it like magnetized to his body and his jacket.
Make
and all that stuff.
make a beer stain or something.
Yeah, I just pull like a beer. I'm assuming you have alcohol in your bag from the tavern.
I'm sure
Probably.
someone does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pour it on the ground and then prestidigitate it all over you.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Cool.
Alright.
All right. You
Hey, let me
walk
smell your
up-
breath.
I can't drink it, but just gonna just
You
freeze it for it.
just use it as mouthwash and then
oh,
spit
Yeah,
it out.
just use it as mouthwash
No.
and spit it out.
Yeah, dead enough. Dead enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, you go to meet one of the guards.
He's undead. He doesn't
whatever
have very
they
good
are.
breath.
No.
Give me a performance check.
All right. Ooh.
Be the cowboy we know you to car.
Be the yeehaw that I know I can be. Ooh, I'm gonna spend my last sorcery point.
Oh no!
I got another 10.
No.
Oh my God.
Everyone heard that. No more sorcery points.
No more sorcery points. 14.
least
Better than a
until we wait
10. Yeah, until I
We
wake
don't
up.
need to twin a spell.
Yeah, hopefully.
Alright.
Or quicken a spell.
You guys head out. Moss, you dock across the rooftop.
Really hoping that was going to be
brave.
deception in that performance.
It's horrible too. Like,
Deception will be when you talk to them if you're lying to them. This is
Okay.
more like, are they going to assume you're a drunkard, or are they going to assume you're a guy watching them pretending to be a drunkard? It's
That's
really
fair.
what this
That's fair.
Are you
You round a
sketchy?
corner and you're kind of like propped up against a wall, kind of coughing and like pretending to like drink out of this bottle that Moss has given you. You smell like booze. You're all disheveled. The people, the two men that you saw are just carrying like exposed torches, so not like hooded lanterns, but just like old school burning stick with some sort of oil wrapped around a piece of tartan that they're using. Hello? Sir? Sir?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Where'd you come from?
Uh,
You weren't here a minute ago?
A peacock. Oh man, hell of a night. You happen to have another bottle on you? I gotta keep this night going.
I think
Drop the empty bottle.
I think you two. I think you should probably just get off to bed. I think your night should rightfully end, sir. Where are you headed? I can take you there. It's not safe to be out this late.
I'm not sure. I just got here. The Peacock didn't have rooms. I'm just walking around, trying to find a quarter.
You're not from here?
No, traveler. Making my way north. Oh god.
Just point me north.
Point me north. I'll figure it out. Is it a natural 20? Oh shit.
Insight check.
My god.
Oh, fuck me.
Don't know a lot of travelers who come through this way. Like I said, sir, it's not safe. Come with me. I'll take you. I know a place you can sleep off. I can take you to the barracks for the night.
Oh, here. Yeah, I'll come. She keep up, young. Then I'll just start
Jesus
walking. I'll just start
Christ.
walking.
Holy.
Can I come down off the opposite side of the building and like turn the corner like I'm coming out hurriedly?
Sure. Yeah, give me a performance check.
Okay. Where's my big D20? Where'd it go?
You've
Well,
gone
you need
from
the
0
power.
people on the street to
I
2
need
very
the
quickly.
authority. Yep. Well, I'm like turning around the corner like I'm looking for somebody, and then he'll be right there. Where? Okay. I'm just gonna go.
Big
grab a
Chungus run
different
away?
D20.
No, the
Apparently.
Chungus.
Maybe I
The
put it back
chunky
in the
boy.
bag. I doubt it though. D20. I didn't. Alright, here we go. Performance. That's not bad. That is a 19.
19? That'll do it.
I'm gonna
Um,
turn around the corner and I'm gonna be like, James, where have you gone? You drunken
the
bastard!
man like jumps a little bit, just like, oh, gee. Sir, do you know this
Oh
man?
my goodness! Yes, this is my brother. I'm so sorry. We
Bro.
You guys look a little bit alike because you're generic half elf.
Yeah. not
Right.
sorry. It's confusing. Too long of a story. I've just been following his drunk arse all night.
Who the fuck? Oh shit! You gotta get me away from me. He's a buzzkill. Just trying to walk away.
The fuck, this guy sucks.
I've been trying
the
to
guy. The
convince
guy's like
him.
kind of holding you, trying to like stabilize you.
Yeah.
With a nat 20, he is beginning to suspect you're not as drunk as you say you are.
Okay.
Your movements as a drunkard do not match the way you're speaking.
Yeah.
And he's kind of holding a little firm, not aggressively, but he's trying to keep you steady.
I've been trying to convince him that it's perfectly fine for us to share a room at the Peacock.
I don't think the Peacock has rooms typically. Do you know the owners?
Yes, they're friends of we just came into town. They're friends of do you know Niall?
Niall? Yeah, that sounds familiar. You know the Shimas? That's
Yeah.
They kind of keep to themselves since their son left, and
Well-
Niall's back though.
Yeah, we met him along the road. We've been traveling together for a while, and we were celebrating with his family before this idiot wandered off into the streets by
It's-
himself.
What'd I tell you, buzzkill? He's making fun of me, and I'm not here for it. Okay.
All right, do you guys have a place to stay if the Peacock's not?
Yes,
I could put you
yeah.
guys up in the barracks. They do
I'm-
they're holding
I can
cells,
take it.
but we don't have a lot.
I
of
can take him
prisoners,
from here. I'm sorry about this. I apologize. You town watch?
so. Volunteers. Me and my cousin Richard. We do our best to keep an eye on at least our neighborhood. There's been a lot of strangeness.
I heard.
A lot of
I met a-
weirdness.
What?
Right, like-
Why'd you say it's not safe? Is there
You know
dogs out? I don't like
You know
dogs.
exactly why it's not safe.
I don't know
Well,
what you're
there's been
talking
some
about.
people going missing. We've had a little bit of an uptick in crime in this area specifically.
I hate crab. The only crab it is public intoxication.
Jesus Christ.
gonna
At this
sit
point,
up.
he's let go of you. It's just like, you can
Yeah, I-
sir.
He's a little dramatic when he drinks. The one
Yeah, I
drop
think
of
he's
liquor.
had like a drink, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're telling me. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna like put my arm around him and then like, all right, let's go. Niall's probably wondering where the hell we've gone in the middle of the night.
Okay.
What
All
are you
right.
guys doing so far west of the Peacock?
Ask him. He's just been wandering the streets, trying to fucking keep the party going because we wouldn't serve him anymore.
Buzzkills. Oh, I swear.
Right. At this point, his cousin Richard walks up. This is kind of the meeting point where they've connected a few times that you've noticed, Moss. Henry, any issues?
Just this drunk idiot right here, and I'll point to Amon.
Henry speaks up around the same time you do, and he's like, "Yes, they were just leaving, Richard.
Yes, you fellows have a lovely night. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
But
Yep, keep
beautiful
waving,
time.
James. We're gonna go the opposite way now.
just waving the whole time, just like turned around with one arm around Moss and just waving with the other one.
As you're walking away, Mr. Passive Perception of 17, you overhear them start talking about you two after you've left, and you hear Henry, the one that you guys were trying to fool, talking to Richard, saying, "Keep an eye and see where they go. He was not drunk."
Can I, as we go back around the corner we came from, can I Doc Ock us back onto the roof?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
Doc Ox and I just walk up the side of it. and
Yeah, we just quickly
lay
climb
down
back up
flat
on
on the
the
roof.
around the corner.
Yeah, just lay
Yeah,
flat
and we're
on the
gonna-
roof.
We're gonna peek.
So
I'm gonna
fucked
peek
up.
over the roof and watch.
I'm laying flat on the roof, just like. Fuck.
They split up and go around the regular routes, but they do look out for you, and you hear Henry under his breath be like, "What the fuck?" when he can't find you.
That being said, they introduced them with themselves with their names, right?
Henry and
Yeah,
Richard.
Henry and Richard.
Henry and Richard. Do we have a Henry and Richard on our list?
I think we have a
Yep.
Richard.
We have a Henry Davis and a Richard Langley.
They're on their list.
Yeah, that's Richard Langley. Yeah. Cousin.
Maybe Richard Langley.
Is it Richard Johnson?
It
Hopefully,
could be.
Richard
I
Langley.
mean,
Or
I don't
is it-
want to say
is it
coincidence.
Rachel Langley?
Rachel
And
Langley.
Johnson.
Oh right, roll. Okay, so it's it's neither of
Roland
those.
Littleton.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, sorry, I
Never
mixed
mind.
up Richard Langley. I mixed the last name and
We
first name.
found one of the RL Steins.
We found the
Can
RL
I?
No.
I'm gonna. When he comes around the corner to like follow us, I want to spend a sorcery point and subtle cast message.
Okay.
Who comes around the corner? Is it Richard or is it Henry?
Henry. It's the one you guys were originally talking to.
And I'll say in a different voice, Henry Davis, is this you?
Jesus Christ!
I hate that.
Give me a deception check to disguise your voice, which you're fairly good at, so the DC is not that hard.
Yep.
That's so
An
fucked
intimidation?
up. Sure.
Man,
Sure, if
that's-
you feel it
man,
necessary.
that's-
I think
Scare him
you've
to
succeeded.
answer?
That's basically like my message to Amon. Jeez.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
We're going to find
Henry
you.
Davis, is this you?
That's a 20. That's a 20. You said deception? Or.
Deception and then intimidation.
Yeah, deception, that's a 27.
Spicy
And then-
bananas.
And then intimidation just for the sauce. Just for the sprinkle on top.
25.
Ah! So the great
got
part
beaten
is
up.
that Henry Davis did not say his last name, but you are just assuming this is Henry Davis from the list you've
I know.
read.
I'm just,
So
that's why I'm
you're-
trying to ask him, is sort of like scare him into
Yeah.
like confessing his identity.
Just to like be like no.
So
no,
you
yes.
scream quietly because you subtle casted it. So there's, you
Subtle
don't say it
cast-
out
I don't have-
loud.
yeah. I
Yes,
just
but you're screaming in his mind, and he
Yes.
says, and you say, "Henry Davis, is this you?" And this poor motherfucking volunteer guard goes, "Jesus fuck Mary." Yes? Who's this? Hello? And then the message spell ends, and he's just like, "Hello?" And he's like cowering and holding the torch up. "Where are you? Who is that?" And just
I'm
like
going-
immediately starts.
Yeah. Let me see how many sorcery points I have left.
Guys are animals.
I love it.
Well, he's missing off the senses, so this is his fault.
No, this is just the census. These aren't
No,
not
just
this is
not
just-
missing on the.
okay.
We don't know
Yeah,
who's
sorry,
missing
you
on
weren't
the
here last
census.
session. This is
Okay.
literally
Except
just
for-
the recruitment census. Yeah.
Cool.
Except for Edward Wright, right?
That we
He's
know
on the
of.
census.
Yeah.
Then I'm just going. I'm going to. God, where does it show me my? There we go. I have one left. I'm gonna subtle spell one more message. I'm gonna be like, "This has been a census check. Goodbye."
That's so fucked up.
What the hell?
He just responds, and you hear like
extended warranty.
he's not actively crying, but you hear like a weep. You hear like a. I fucking hate the Onsal Republic, and he keeps walking. Like he just thinks this is some new security measure. Like he's so mad. He's so upset. Okay.
Now that was fucking evil.
I will say we will have you guys head back, knowing at least this is Henry Davis,
Yeah.
and
So we
heading
know
back to the group.
that at least those two are missing.
I would
At
like,
least.
because I want to keep this fun and this
Mhm,
ongoing heisty intrigue thing that we're doing right now in Baras. I would like Amon and Soren, and I'll tell you why after, to roll D20s for me, please.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
Roll well.
Wait, do I get the hands out for this one?
Higher,
Yeah.
you might want to. You might need all the hand juice you can get.
12.
Break
We're
it.
Don't
gonna
call it hand
wake up.
juice. Give me a
We're gonna-
hand, guys. Guys, give me a hand.
Everyone give a hand.
A hand.
Just
All
one
right.
hand, please.
We're gonna wake up to some people missing, aren't we?
But how many?
Exactly.
I'm getting better at
Probably
this. I'm getting better at
Abigail.
this.
There you go. All right.
Oh,
Flick that. Oh, and it's gone. It's gone.
well, it rolled in the dice tray, so
Hell yeah.
not.
Not good.
I think
Don't like
probably
that
the,
roll.
the biggest
Okay.
piece of evidence we got was definitely the ooze at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
Amon, what
yeah.
did you roll?
12.
Okay. Okay. Soren, what did you roll? A natty
5.
1 or a
A
5? I
5.
can't tell.
A 5.
A 5. Okay, it's a 5.
I would have been like this if it was that one.
Okay.
But it's a 5. Give me 5.
So someone who would like to keep track, who's good with note taking, you guys can mark your discovery point at 1 and your notice point at 2.
Ooh.
Discovery and notice.
So you guys have discovered 1 point of interest tonight. Combined, the goo is kind of one clue between that. The list will help you once you've kind of looked into it, but right now it's not a point. But due to some not great rolls, or maybe you guys don't know, but maybe you've been around the perpetrator, they have 2 points of notice against you.
Wait, I'm gonna put this out on the main blade.
Oh, I see what this is now. That's unfortunate. So we're
Well,
losing
isn't
so far.
We're gonna get got.
A little bit. A little
We're
bit.
losing.
I gotta get rid of long rest taken in the Feywild. I saw that.
Now I gotta remember that my name is James while we're in this town.
Yeah,
So,
it is now James.
Just for clarification, discovery is. Or notice. No, discovery. Oh, wait. I
Your
mixed them
name
up.
is
Discovery
James.
point
We
is
found
I mixed
us.
them up. I know. I mixed them up. I wrote them down wrong.
Team Lost and Found is 1 point. Team Kidnappers is 2 points.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, if
Kidnappers,
those two guys say anything
No,
about
or-
us to anybody else, I'm also James to them.
You know, for a moment, I'm gonna be
But
honest
are we
with you guys. When I had thought you had meant that Henry was marked as missing, and we were talking to him, I was just gonna like snatch him.
Ah.
No,
God.
we only know the only person on the census. We know 2 people are missing, but 1 person on the census.
Edgar and
Correct.
someone named RL.
No,
We don't know,
don't know if
Edgar
RL
is
is
missing.
we don't know if RL is missing. We only know L.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because L
I
wouldn't
know
be on the
L,
census.
RL. I know it gets a lot. It gets confusing.
Rick Lowell?
Rickroll.
Yep.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Rick Lullard. But you guys can all complete a long rest.
Woohoo.
You
Ooh.
wake up in the morning on the
Feeling
like
Keith
it.
Gritty?
We've already done the bit. We've already done the bit. You
Can't
motherfucker.
do it
Well,
twice.
just
We
like
can't
Fridays
repeat
and
bits, guys.
Okay, but if we do it a third time,
Except for
it's rule of
except for
threes.
hands
Making my way.
And Christmas.
and
And
shoes
Christmas.
and horses.
What horses?
I'm into horses now, guys.
Ah.
This horse.
I
means-
thought I was a horse. The horse.
All right. Nerds.
You are a horse girl.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
All right, I'm gonna get rid of this fucking tree. It's so hot in here.
It's so hot.
Why is the tree
Return
hot?
from our
Lights.
It's got
It's
light,
Incandescent
Yeah,
bulbs.
no, but
and
like,
it's 2 inches away from my back.
are they like incandescent bulbs? Like,
I
is
think
the
so. I
late
think so.
90s? You're gonna burn your
Probably.
house down, my person.
You're gonna burn my house down. All right, there we go. We got it. We got it
All
on
for a
the
bit.
Twitch
It was
overlay
all
now.
for-
Discover 1, notice 2.
What?
Burn my
Okay,
house
this is
down
gonna
for
bother.
a
Why
bit.
is it 1 and then ruin
No, I'm
numerals?
fixing it. Don't be a hater. There we go.
Sorry, I can't help being a hater. It's part of my lesbianism.
Because I was gonna do 1, 2, 3, and instead I did Roman numerals.
Haters. There's one
Yeah,
thing about
discover
lesbians.
1,
It's their
notice
haters.
2.
We all hate everyone.
So in character, you guys don't know what Discover 1 and Notice 2 mean, but to keep it fun, you guys are in a web of information spanning months before you guys got here. You guys are not jumping on an active crime scene. You are discovering trails that have been left for a while. You guys have to get to 5 Discover points. Or you guys can just guess and start murking people. That's up to you. But once you get to 5 Discover
Door to door.
points, you will be given a key piece of information that will result in you discovering the perpetrator. If you get to 5 Notice points before that period, there might be an ambush, they might leave, and then you'll know who it is, but they won't be there to be served justice, etc., etc. So keep that in mind. You guys wake up 17th, long rested. You feel successful. You guys did get a lot, but because you have a lot of half-finished projects, you have 1 discovery point so far. What are you guys doing?
We have breakfast with the gentleman.
Niles' dad.
Miles Davis?
Gentleman.
Niles' dad.
Oh.
You guys are sleeping in their backyard. You just like, you do that awkward thing in the morning where like you don't want to pee outside, you want to pee in like a real bathroom, so you like open the door and you're in their house. It's like camping's over, it's back to the real world.
But back in the real
Um,
world,
back
not in the
in the real
backyard.
Hey, you guys have
Did a-
breakfast.
I would like to remind everyone that you do have a breakfast date
Yeah.
with Captain Stelios,
That's
just
what
to
I was
return the
asking.
data.
Was if
We do have a
you
copy
had
now,
that.
so it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Yep.
But specifically the
Easily enough.
2 of you, because
Yeah.
Yes.
We
he
need to-
thinks that it's
relay-
just the 2 of you.
Yeah, we got to keep up appearances.
Cool.
Breakfast.
The
with
2 of you,
Captain
sorry, that's Moss
Stelios.
and Amon.
Amon.
Yeah.
James,
Gotcha,
yes.
that's what I think. Okay.
The buddy cops.
Okay.
Yeah, James and
yes.
James and Amos.
James.
James
Or James and Moss. I mean.
James and Amon.
James and
Yeah.
Moss.
Hey.
Yeah, you guys can head over early in the morning. He's probably still at the barracks.
When you're gonna meet the peacock?
You guys heading to the Peacock?
I thought so. Yeah.
Was it the Peacock?
Yeah,
Pretty sure
he
it's the peacock.
was gonna come
That's
for
where he
brekkie.
met us.
Gotcha.
That's where he met us the first time.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, you guys
Common
head to the
ground.
Peacock. All of you guys going, or just the two of you, and then the rest of you guys going somewhere else?
The rest of you are welcome if you want to be known
How-
as part of our investigative crew.
I
Oh.
want to look for RL.
Yeah, we should. There's other places in the town that we haven't looked yet, right?
Yeah, there's lots of unexplored land to go through. There's more dogquad journeys that could be done to follow some more trails. You can also just start. You're in a small town. You can start literally door knocking and say like, "Has anyone seen Anne Wright, John Taylor, Mary Harris, Richard?" Like, just go down that list. That's loud, and that will
Noted
attract
points,
attention.
guys.
We already had
Yeah.
2. We just need 3 more.
We definitely would have told them about the ooze and
Yes, of
the
course, yeah.
stuff from the night before. So if
Absolutely.
you guys wanted to go see if anything happened to dear old mum.
I was thinking of heading to the market square.
Whoever the lady was.
So
Oh
you
yeah,
can
we
meet
were
LG.
going to meet LG. I think today too. So me and
Yeah.
So I think we
Kuno
could
can do
split
that.
out. We could split 2, 2, and 3.
2, and 3.
That won't go wrong.
Sure.
No.
Never
Let's
goes
split
wrong.
up, gang.
I'll split up and look for clues.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Great.
That's
really
our
good.
fake voices, so they don't think it's they don't follow
Like,
us.
let's split up and look for clues, guys.
Yeah, let's split up and look for clues so they don't think it's Scooby Doo.
Like, come on, Scoob.
Your shaggy voice
What-
terrifies me, babe.
It's so good.
Like, come on,
It's like
Jay.
so accurate.
So good.
We've got to go eat breakfast.
I have one request for you to ask Astelios.
course.
Will you ask him who on the list do they already know is missing? Like, who can we essentially cross off?
Yeah, who on this list of names is gone?
That could be a problem because he may not know who is
Like,
who.
that would
The
be it, too.
military's been looking for these people, and
Yeah,
he was
they might have at
maligning that
least
they
a
couldn't find
few.
anybody.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
seemed
but-
pretty flabbergasted by the time we met him.
Mhm.
What I would suggest, again, balancing in character versus gamifying what you guys are doing, is discuss and choose wisely. You guys do not currently have a lead as to who it is, so depending on who you ask, you may trigger automatic notice points. It might cause some issues. So if you ask the general and the general is a perpetrator, he's not going to reveal his hand, but he's going to increase his notice category. So just keep that in mind.
So we're
Who
just
you
gonna
guys
kill
feel might be
Stelios.
related.
Just kill everyone we ask.
Yeah, just anyone who looks at you just a little weird, just
True.
KOS, kill on sight.
Yeah.
But it's LG.
Right.
Oh no!
Not
Yeah,
LG.
probably-
Out your
knew it.
mouth.
Why does he remember Al, but no
Listen.
one doesn't?
Listen.
Okay, well
I-
maybe everyone's gaslighting him.
Yeah, kill the
In-
one guy who remembers Niall's sister.
Yeah.
It
It's
might-
also
Because he's the
suspicious that, it's
kidnapper.
also very suspicious that Niall knows who Elle is.
Oh, kill Niall.
It's
Oh,
been not the
shit.
whole
I kill now.
time.
Nah, I wasn't here the
Listen,
whole
listen.
time.
Open and shut case. Case closed.
I'm just saying it might just be my history with churches and D&D, but I'm real sus of this fucking priest.
100%.
He's
been
like,
there.
I'm-
Okay, the thing is, he's been there for 10 years. Like,
But 4 months ago, Preacher Jordan died.
okay, okay, so if he wanted to move in, he would have moved in a lot sooner. 10 years?
When
but
did people start disappearing?
and something could have came out of the deep abyss
a
or
year
the
ago.
void or whatever and started tickling his brain and being like, ooh, kill people, serve them
Yeah,
to
people.
me.
Okay,
the
Shadow
earliest person
Sorcerer.
that disappeared was
Okay.
about 10 months ago.
Gaslighter.
Gaslighter.
Start throwing
Demons
that
in a
around.
church? I've never.
Exactly.
I'm not letting him out, but as of now, I feel like I'm not dismissing him because I don't really care about him. But
I also
I
don't
just
feel
feel
like,
like
it's,
there's-
I feel like Astelios is good because he is visibly down because he got demoted because of all of this stuff.
That's true. He did
So-
get.
No, he got
didn't
demoted
lose-
because I left.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but it didn't help that he couldn't get soldiers and stuff like that.
He's got a motive.
Yeah.
He did admit that he has to now tell the boss who demoted him that he also can't get enough recruits.
Yeah, exactly.
He did specify
So
that
he
he's
has
pretty
no.
pissed off
He
about
it's
that.
like yeah. He has no.
He has no
I feel
reason to cause these people's disappearance.
like he has no
It doesn't
no
benefit
reason.
him.
So
Yeah.
currently,
Unless he's just like
sus-
playing the long game, like he's like
yeah, sure. Low sus on General Stelios, but he's a big name that is involved.
Mhm.
So low,
Some-
medium sus on Stelios.
it's like
High sus on the preacher because y'all are
No.
god haters.
no. I have low sus, but wouldn't be surprised. So medium sus
It's
on the
too
preacher.
early. It's too early.
It is too early to also be
Until
sus.
you guys find out it's Niall's sister. Oh, she disappeared because she started killing people. No.
That's actually how it
Okay,
is.
who's going where?
I still think it's Niall. High sus on
it's
Niall.
I guess me and
Niall
Moss
killed all
are
these
going-
people before they left 2 years ago.
All
Yeah,
those
I
missed
forgot
shots,
about it. I
those missed
forgot about
shots, those missed shots went across the world and killed those people.
Jesus.
Turns out
And it
Niall's
was
never missed one.
atomized
These are
them.
special memory erasing
So-
bullets.
So
Yeah, no,
Niall,
it's even worse
so
than that.
Kuno,
It's
Niall has
literally-
never missed. Put it in canon.
Canon, yeah. It's actually written in the contract that there's a recycling fee of any bullet that doesn't hit their target gets relocated into someone you knew growing up. So
Oh,
it's
shit.
a bad time.
Oh, shit.
Um, dude, demons are fucked up.
See, mine was
I wouldn't be surprised.
but they love the environment.
Mine was silly light, and then Tyler was like, "I'm gonna make it hurt," and just
Dude,
twist.
demons are evil, but they love the environment. What can I say?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's
so we have-
why.
Makes the
No,
Janora
go
crew
ahead. That was
bad
me.
guys.
You go
Okay,
ahead.
we have team Amon and Moss talking to Stelios.
Sorry,
Team-
say that again. Team James and Moss. Thank
Oh,
you.
apologies. Team James and Moss.
Moss. Team James and Ronald McDonald.
Ronald
Yeah,
McDonald.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
your-
bring it in.
And
bring it in.
then we have Team Market, which is Soren and Kuno.
No,
The brothers.
LG.
And
Team
then
LG.
and then the girls
Life's
are
good.
going.
Yeah.
We're
Looking
we're
for RL.
following Aqua's nose, looking for
Oh, God,
RL.
we're following Aqua's nose.
Are we asking around town for RL?
I think we should be subtle first and just with dog, test out dog, look around.
Niall's gonna go with the dog.
I mean, Niall's not gonna like it, but he's gonna go with the dog.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, we'll start with the girls. Team K-Keep Girl Boss.
Yeah.
Gaslight.
Guess like keep
Where are you guys going? You guys have finished the northern quarter. You guys have mostly staked out the church because you went to a ceremony, but you haven't gone there during the day to like look around the grounds. The barracks, you're low sus on Stelios, so maybe not a 911 to go there. And James and Moss cleared out some suspicion in the west, the western quadrant.
So
you guys
there's
have
south.
east and you have south.
Is there anything large of note in those areas, or is it mostly residential? Like, is there like that's where the
almost-
school is, or
It's
something
almost
like that?
exclusively residential. The southern edge, right before the barracks, because the barracks is even more south than that, because it was built far after. There are training grounds, not a school, but there's like a track to learn how to ride horses. It's like a track and field track type thing. So there's athletic training. Baras is an old town, though it may be small, so they've built commodities for themselves. They're a little run down over the generations and literally centuries, but they do exist. So the southern has something besides just houses, and then the eastern is mostly just the same, although the eastern region is much more sparse, because east of the eastern quadrant is where the active military stages themselves before heading westward into battle. So the barracks are where they sleep and where they train. They stage east of the city and then march westward.
Aqua, do you think you would remember well enough how, like, what the goo smells like?
Would I?
Probably. It was yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
track?
my voice.
Rather than, do we want to do that rather than tracking Elryla's scent? We could still track Elryla's scent, but you could be anywhere.
What if that leads us to other missing people, not who we're specifically looking for?
I mean, in general, we should be searching for everyone, not just Al.
So, goo or no goo track?
Let's do goo.
Okay.
Okay. You turn into Dogqua,
Oh god.
and
Don't-
you guys
don't do that.
are looking around the southern portion. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
No, why are you so scared?
I'm not. What? I don't know what you mean.
You cringed a little bit but look at Dogqua. She's so cute.
Very cute. Yes.
All right. Sure.
No
Sounds good.
insight check required. You guys head southward. Dogqua, give me a perception check with advantage.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Wait, perception? You said so? Not persuasion. I always
As a
read that
puppet.
wrong. 24.
Yo.
With advantage,
got
and
a-
you're using.
Good sniffer.
Smell it
Are you
all.
using the dog stat block for that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. 24. The journey begins. This will take a while to sniff through the whole southern quadrant. If there's anything the two of you, since Aqua's in dog form, want to discuss or go over or ask questions to Niall or about the situation, I'll give you guys a few moments to kind of go through that if there's anything, before I will let you know what you guys find in the first half of the day.
This ooze, did you say it was?
Mm-hmm. Like literally living goo. They're a
That's-
strange monster. I don't know if they're really like from here.
I can't say I've ever heard of one being around here.
And they essentially dissolve people. Like they'll mush you away. They'll digest you, right?
Right.
That's not confirmed.
So do you think people are being eaten by this?
Mm,
Or many, or...
I don't know, or if it's just like cleaning up after them. It can't be like just the monster itself wouldn't be enough to cause people to forget you.
Right.
So
that
some
makes
things,
sense.
presumably, because Amon and Moss had found traces of those ooze goo as well last night. So they're using these oozes maybe to abduct people, and they had very powerful hands. So maybe they can just like hold on to people very strongly and like slurp them and like cuddle them and abduct them, hopefully, and not just murder them. Fingers crossed for no murder.
Fingers crossed for cuddles.
I just hope we're not going to go through all of this just to find out that everyone is actually dead.
Well, at least we'll be able to stop more people from dying. Isn't that the practical thing to do?
Practical, but if I don't find my sister, then what will be worth it?
She's got to be out there. I'm sure. Maybe, especially someone who's fought in wars before, you've got to be stronger than the average townsperson. A little oozy goo ain't gonna stop you.
That's true.
Yeah. We'll just have to find whoever's controlling these oozes and whatever else.
Right.
And hopefully put them in the dirt or bring them to justice, whatever you want. I don't know.
It'd likely be better to actually arrest them than just straight kill them.
Yeah?
Morally, anyway, but...
Right. Sure.
Aqua, as this conversation is going on, you begin to pick up a trail. It's not a snail trail line that you can follow that's like unbroken. There are little you're catching it on the wind, you're seeing it on like the edges of buildings. There's definitely ooze in this area. A lot of what you're smelling, you're not seeing when you get to the source of it because it's trace amounts, right? It's tiny little drops, or it's washed mostly away in the rain over the last period of time. You eventually realize that it's spread out throughout this quadrant. There are multiple sources you can follow, and you can follow them. They all lead to individual dwellings.
Oof. That's unfortunate. Well, how do I communicate this?
Well, you can go up to a building and start barking at it. is how most tracker dogs do, or they sit on it.
Point.
That / point with my paw, not with my nose. Just go.
Straight little.
Or I go like orange and orange.
Are you a walrus now? What is happening? You've become a walrus.
Just a sealed. I mean,
just
a sealed pup, if you will.
A seal pup. True.
Love it. Big fan of seal pup. Yeah, you guys watch as Dogpa leads you to the first dwelling. It's the middle of the day, so it's hard to tell if there's any torchlight on the inside. You don't obviously see anything. Doors closed, looks just like a abode.
Is there visible goo residue like on the door frame, like it slooped under the door or like melted the door open or anything like that?
Not that you can see, no.
I guess we'll knock. We'll just
Yes, I suppose so.
tap 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 on the door.
You guys wait a few moments. No answer.
Turn around. Anybody watching us? Anybody looking at us?
There is actually someone kind of like raising an eyebrow looking at you. The house that you're at is at like the front. It's like the first house on the block, so it's like exposed to like the non-residential roadways that are kind of here. Someone just kind of like raises an eyebrow, like they're just on a bench across the road, talking with someone, but they kind of look over and notice you guys talk at that house, but don't say anything, just kind of look at you and raise their eyebrow.
Somebody's looking at us. Do we
I
want
guess
to?
that's not exactly out of the ordinary with a giant dog here.
Now the question is this just a concerned citizen who's confused why we're knocking on the door of somebody who doesn't exist? Right? On an empty house that's up for sale? Or are they staying at the scene of the crime?
Good question.
How far away is this person from us?
Just across the street, so like 25 feet behind you.
Oh, within 30 feet. Can I turn to the side a little bit? I ain't no sorcerer, but can I cast Detect Thoughts on this person? Real cash-like?
Real cash-like. Give me Detect Person, or Detect Thoughts has
30-foot range.
vocal and somatic.
All of the above.
Stealth check.
I'm a sneaky snook.
I can distract by being afraid of the dog.
To distract you.
Yeah. Please hold. Don't say anything. Don't say any words. Don't say anything. Let me read. Let's see. Must do so before the roll. Damn it. Nat 1 for a 2.
That one. Yeah. you cast a spell.
Yep.
He kind of like sits up a little straight and kind of like starts talking to his buddy. The first thoughts you get are like, what the hell did that lady just do? And then underneath that, what he was thinking before that was, what are they doing bothering that house? No one's been there for months. They knocked on the door?
Niall, are you any good at lying?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So this person definitely clearly saw me cast the spell. However, and I'm going to be trying to say this as quiet as possible so them 25 feet away from us can't just hear me. So, what if we go ask them? I'll keep reading their thoughts. Let's go ask them about, they say there's been no one in this house for months, so maybe we can get some information out of them.
Right, okay.
But we probably gotta lie to them about who we are and what we're doing here. I don't know, or maybe not. You're famous.
Yeah. Let's just go with that. I don't recognize who I am anyway.
You head over there. See an older man, early 60s, doing what retirees do, just hanging out on park benches, wasting their life away, you know.
Excuse me.
As old people are to do. Yeah. What are you and your friend doing at that house?
Oh, we were supposed to be meeting someone here for some kind of... It's a military thing. I'm not exactly sure why they wanted to meet here, but it doesn't seem like anybody's home.
Make a deception check.
You got it.
You have this, Niall. I believe in you.
God,
Insight
please
plus
give me
0.
good dice rolls.
You gotta beat a 7.
I got a 21.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
You're here to meet the owner of that house. Well, Mister, I don't think anyone's been there for quite a while. Grace moved out. God, coming up on a year now. That house has sat vacant for a long time.
I'd see. Perhaps we got the address wrong.
What kind of military thing? You're not one of those recruiters, are you?
No.
Good. Did your friend cast a spell? What was that all the little... They did like a thing? And then they like blushed a lot.
Did you cast a spell?
I was just wondering if I could hear through the door, because I was like, you knock and then you're wondering if anybody's gonna like be like, sometimes you can hear
I keep telling you can't just start casting spells in the middle of the street.
I get it. I'm from somewhere else. Things are different here.
Kind of looking at like the weird gadget on your hand and then the cycloptic orb of metal on your shoulder. What is that? Like, what is that?
It's difficult to explain, but he's essentially my familiar. You see, I'm from Flintgate, so things are just wizard stuff, wizard business.
Kind of rolls his eyes.
How to identify a Taurus.
Anyways, yeah, Grace moved out over,
I
think just about a year ago, so no one's been there since. She didn't put it up for sale, but no one would really be buying, but she left a while back.
Interesting.
Oh, who was Grace? Were they like just like a shop owner?
No. Grace is a widower, or was. I don't know where she is now, but her husband passed in the war, and she's mostly just kept to herself. But I imagine she left because there wasn't anything here for her.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm very sorry to bother you two, and I'm sorry for my friend here causing such a scene with her spell. And thank you for what you can tell us.
Mm-hmm.
We can just start heading away.
Okay. Dogqua, you lead them to the next scent that you can smell in this area.
Yeah.
Cool. The next place you come to kind of speed it up a little bit, because you guys will run into a couple sources, is another seemingly abandoned house. There is a note kind of wedged into the door. Looks like a letter that was left for the tenant, but it's been kind of wedged in the door.
I want to make sure no one's around us, seeing us take this thing out of the door.
Anybody watching us?
Make a perception check.
Not on mage hand.
Oh, God. Not very wise. That's a 13.
You don't see anyone immediately around you. There are people like walking up and down the streets, so you will have to wait for an opportune moment, but nothing stands out.
So we can just wait until people are...
Yeah. Snatch the letter. It's addressed to a Mr. Evans.
Evans. There's an Evans.
How
Robert
many
Evans.
Dead people. What are the contents of the letter?
Yeah, what's the letter say?
You guys keep walking and kind of casually open it. It is a eviction notice saying you haven't paid me for months. The eviction notice is dated the 30th of Carries, the last month. So it's only about 17 days old, this letter.
And does it say how many unpaid rents?
It says 2 months of no rent payment and no communication.
Okay, so Richard Evans is missing for 2 months.
At least.
Because he could have paid at the beginning of the last month and then...
Yeah.
Screwed
It's all
mid-month.
about where he gets paid with his paycheck. That's a weird.
Yeah.
The auto withdrawal doesn't
Wednesday
always work.
pay
Yeah.
cycle.
Monthly stipend or something like that.
Yeah.
Does anything else about this house look damaged or broken at all?
No,
From the
actually,
ground?
it's in pretty good condition.
Like, part of me wants to go in, but I don't want to get attacked by the oozes again.
Break into these houses right now.
Yeah, we'd have to wait till nighttime. We can note these down as notable places.
Right. I don't know if there's like addresses or something, but I'm gonna write those down.
I just list down the names of who lives there because they're in different areas. Dogqua, the goo that brought you here, the smell that you smelt, the back door on the handle is like a ball handle, so it turns.
Mm-hmm.
And on the inside, away from where people can see, there's a little bit of residue there. And sure enough, if you two check it, you can physically see that there's some goo residue on the interior of the handle.
Sample.
Oopsie goopsie.
I would love to collect a sample. Do we just want to go in through the back door?
Let's still wait till night.
No, I think Tyler was saying, like, on the handle at the back door where you're outside, there's goo behind the handle.
You can take a sample of it.
Yes. Scrape some goo off.
Don't touch it, it's
Will
acid.
not lick it this time.
You licked it?
I don't mind me now. It's all for science.
So after those two, Dogqua, you continue perusing the neighborhood. You find other houses. I will say you find 7 other residents. You don't gain any names that match the ones on your list and are therefore irrelevant, at least for now. But you were told this is a portion of the census data. There were potentially dozens upon dozens of people missing.
A lot of goo.
Wow.
A lot of go.
A lot of
And
kidnapping.
they all don't have like any activity or anything going on in them. Are all
No, what I will
abandoned?
say, for the ones in humanoid form, sorry, Dogba,
That's
give
fair.
me just a general insight check. Just a
So-
gut feeling check as you have been walking around.
Sassafras, somebody's following us. 4.
That's a nat 1 for a 3.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
we're doing great.
Cool. You
It's
guys
fine.
carry on. Takes the first half of the day. The brothers, brother, Mark T. Market.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hey, brother.
can I just clarify and just say
You're
this out
amazing,
loud?
brother.
Before
Yeah.
my
Brother.
form changes, I'd like to go hide so no one sees me poof back into who I
Fair
am.
enough. Whatever. You can
That's
tell
all.
when it's about to end, so you just kind of
Yeah.
like
It's like,
you
Just
run face first into a bush and then just stand up.
Oh,
and then
Uh-oh.
walk out of the bush.
You see the full moon
God.
setting, and you're like,
So
oh
cool.
I
wanna learn how to do that.
Please don't.
anyways,
Yeah,
that's-
brothers. You guys going to the market?
no. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go get some fresh fruit from the market.
Kuno
You
will
guys-
like before we leave, just like change his outfit a little bit. Maybe not wear like, I mean, yeah, just like maybe not wear the exact same clothes he's normally wearing.
Okay.
Change it up a little bit.
Something a little more cash. Armor off.
T-shirt, jeans, armor on still.
Yeah. I don't know what outfits I have.
I got a stitch wrap.
Look at this. Always got that thing on me.
Look at the thing on me. That thing being an iron pot. Or I mean, I guess titanium
Iron
and.
pot.
Dude, I gotta stop saying iron.
Iron. The
Titanium. Titanium.
Titanium.
We are going to be looking for like not like kind of like casually scanning while we're looking around for LG. Just like because if we see him, I want to like do a like
A subtle rendezvous.
like a subtle like rendezvous, like be like I'll like give an like do a like
got the
nose thing and kind of
goods.
point towards like an alleyway or something like that,
the double nose tap and then point to the alley. Yeah, I gotcha.
or like
So while you
winkers.
guys are perusing and kind of going through that, one of you guys can give me a perception check with advantage, and then I'll just hand it over to you guys to RP and explore for a little bit.
Do you want me to do it?
We'll go from
You go ahead.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Kuno also is gonna tie an extra tight knot on his coin purse this time.
Hell yeah.
Can I guidance myself too, just in case?
Yeah.
All right, 26.
Whoa!
6. Okay. I'll hand it over to you guys while you're getting breakfast.
I didn't need to,
Go
but
to you can go to the.
we probably bought stuff in the market like for breakfast, like an apple or something like that, depending on what's the local produce would be.
Fantasy apple.
Yeah. There's not a lot of
One of those little like
stalls-
portable cereals, Apple Jacks and stuff like
the
that.
little with the cardboard that rips off. You just pour them. Yeah, I got you.
The milk in.
Hell yeah, dude. There isn't a whole lot to explore besides Kuno, where your brother's shoes are getting worked on that you're keeping secret. So as you cross by, you just kind of like, nope,
Yeah.
you don't know me.
Yeah. Kuno also makes sure Soren doesn't see the cobbler, just in case like. the
Oh,
boots are-
cobbler! We can go.
I
No,
need those shoes.
I hate cobblers actually. I heard that man.
You
is
fuck
very-
shoes. Shoemakers are all crazy.
They're all
I
charlatans.
make my own shoes. I make my own shoes.
Charlatan shoemakers.
That's
a
a
lot of them.
That's a good brand. That's a good ass like.
That's a good like shoe line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got me a new
got-
pair of charlatans.
Hey, I got the charlatan Air Maxes or whatever.
The air charlatans. Yeah, you guys are kind of looking around, but I'll hand it over to you two to kind of talk about whatever for a little bit.
I'm worried that if we won't see LG again, then that he was lying this entire time.
Well, if he was lying to me, you know he was lying. So it kind of. helps us in a way. We can eliminate one possible person who may know something. I do doubt he was lying because of how worked up he got whenever we mentioned her name.
He did seem to know Niall as well, so.
How old was he? Like 10, 8? Like in that range?
Single digits for sure.
Okay. Yeah, he was like very too much. It seemed too invested. He would probably. I mean, I know he did steal from you, but
we have been mugged before, so it's
yeah, it has happened. I mean,
you don't
more
think we're putting
directly.
him in danger?
I mean, I assume it probably be some semblance of danger. I think living in this town alone is there's a level of danger that doesn't exist probably in most towns. At least small towns of this size. There's something here that is picking these people off, or taking them for something, or using them in some manner. I don't know.
Did this town have mines at all?
I think there's
Not
something.
that you know of.
Is there? Are we close to any mountains? Let me look at the map.
No, the next mountain range will be far
Caves?
west beyond enemy territory. There might be some
We're
like
back.
surface caves that lead, but it's honestly like you're in like the flattest part of the continent right now.
So there's not much places to hide unless it's like underground, like people
You're
have
in
dug
Idaho
holes.
right now.
Idaho is kind of mountainous.
That's true. I don't know American states.
Kansas.
I was gonna say Saskatchewan, but I don't
When
think
it
anyone would
when in
understand.
doubt, if you're thinking of a flat place, just think of Kansas.
Okay, you're in Kansas now.
We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
I was gonna say the same exact thing.
I was gonna say that's what you guys are gonna say when you leave. You gotta say that.
Yeah, when we leave
We're not in Boris anymore.
We're not in Boris anymore, boys.
Remember those scratch marks we saw outside the town? On the trees?
didn't we conclude? How far away was that?
It was on the other side of the bridge.
Oh, so other side of the water, so like at least like a day's travel away, right?
Like a 2/3 of a day travel. So
Oh, I thought it was on the
nearby.
other side of the bridge, like closer to the town. Okay, never mind.
No, it was we determined those are owlbears. I'm pretty
You
sure.
guys. Speaking of that, though, you never found a body for what's his name, Mr. Owlbear dude.
Okay, but if owlbears eat like owlbears, they probably just swallowed his asshole.
And we could find the pellets and
We did not find pellets, I'm assuming.
Didn't look.
We did not look for pellets. Yeah.
Yeah. As you guys are talking about this, LG does kind of like, I don't know, guys. He's a little kid and he's hiding underneath the tables, being an asshole. You guys walk by a table and he just like punches you in the knee. He's 9, he doesn't hurt, but it's just like, Jesus! It probably startles you more than anything.
Damn it.
Your reaction is just to kick out with your metal boots. Just
Kuno has weak knees. He crumbles.
Get out of here. Tyler's gonna use that against you. He's gonna be like, you get hit right in the knees. Oh, his kneecap shatters.
roll a knee saving throw, please. Every time you get hit, you're gonna think, yeah, it's part of the fake plague. You have like no muscle. cartilage.
Us sandals just have really weak knees. It's just like a genetic
They're just
thing.
weak in the knees.
Yeah, always.
Always walking like your knees are wobbling.
You get kind of punched by this little toddler hand from underneath the table. It's got like a cloth over, so you don't see the person who hit you, but you feel it.
Kuno's gonna like lift up the tablecloth.
At the far end of the table, looking down at you, you see LG, and he's just kind of like smirking at you.
You got the good arm.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we can talk here. And you hear a sniffling child behind him, and you see that he's got someone with him. Can we go talk somewhere?
Yeah.
Do I see any alleyways that are like kind of like look kind of crowded, but like so it's like not suspicious that like two people are walking there, so like it's like kind of like through a crowd, so we can kind of lose like anyone who could be
make a perception check. The market is fairly open, but there are definitely alleys around it.
Alright. 11.
11. Most of the alleys you see around are fairly well traveled. Like they're pretty busy. They're all pretty far. The table that you ran into LG at is fairly central to the market.
Mm-hmm.
But do you guys have somewhere safe?
Plus, do you see anywhere nearby?
Our pen isn't in the center. Yeah. I think Soren would kind of like subtly point out a few like places that they potentially could go, but probably end up picking an alleyway or something like that. We could maybe.
You guys eventually move toward the western area, kind of where you came from, because you know the alleys there are very busy, and you guys should be able to blend in. Small, half-orcish child.
Aww.
Which is sad, but also very dangerous in Brass. The Ryerson forces are primarily orcish. You guys find somewhere secluded, and LG speaks up on behalf of this little one. I know you told me to ask the people that I sleep with, the other kids, but before I could go talk to them, I ran into this is Martin. Or I call him Marty.
Little Marty.
Yeah, nicknames. I like what you did yesterday. You made me feel appreciated to be called LG, so I thought nicknames were a good place to start for anyone who is recently orphaned. Marty hasn't seen his parents in a few days, so I was hoping maybe you could help.
You know your parents' names, Martin? Or Marty?
The little one kind of speaks up, or is about to speak up, but like LG kind of cuts him off. Yeah. His got a funny name. And Marty kind of like scrunches up his face. His dad's name is, and he kind of like mutters something to Marty again. Is Gerald Mason? And his mom is, and kind of like mutters again, is Erica Mason. Which makes him Marty Mason. And he kind of giggles.
How long ago did they go missing, Marty?
He holds up 3 fingers.
Can you take us? Did your parents tell you anything? Like where they're going, or did they just disappear?
He has a little house here. His parents just weren't home when he came back from playing, and it's been a few days.
Do you need any food, Marty?
Marty kind of like stands up a little taller. He hasn't said anything yet. He seems very nervous, and you see like he's got these little tusks on the top. His are kind of at the top, and they're kind of pointed backwards a little bit, like they're not coming in very well because of his baby teeth. And he kind of shakes his head.
Don't need anything? Are you sure? Alright, Marty. Could you show us to your where you live? And maybe we can help you find. And maybe we can help find your parent.
yeah, they lead you westward towards the outskirts of the city town.
Can I look if we're being followed while we move?
Sure, make a perception check.
Bam. Ooh, 17 plus 1.
18. You don't immediately see anyone following you, but you're keeping an eye out as you guys travel. You guys head westward, south of the church. So the church is westward and then up a hill, like the only hill in the surrounding area. You guys are going at the bottom of that hill, so you continue westward past the church. You guys find a rundown shanty building. And you guys quickly put together that
Is it on the
Marty's parents were probably like vagrants that had just found.
Is it on like the outskirts?
Yeah, it looks to be like a neighborhood that mostly just has like rundown buildings that have been like thoroughly abandoned due to population loss from the war.
And we
other people around, but these.
And we
people-
kind of know, like we know the gist. Like we're kind of looking for like signs of ooze or signs of like missing people and stuff like that. So like, if I were to, it wouldn't be like me metagaming to look see if there's any like.
No, what I would say is like this area is clearly like an abandoned neighborhood. So you can definitely look for ooze, but this neighborhood is clearly abandoned. So you, like I was saying, you guys quickly kind of put together that Marty and his parents are probably not from Boros, and are
Hence why they aren't the
vagrants who are just living
in
one of these abandoned buildings.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Well, I meant more of
you go to where they've been staying, and you can tell like the door doesn't lock because they've had to bust the door in order to move in. Give me an investigation check though if you're looking out for goo.
Can I also make one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm my guidance myself.
Oh my goodness. Wait,
There's not one.
investigation?
Yes.
Okay, 18 minus 1, 17.
Hell yeah.
Wait, is that 22? 5. No, 23.
23.
No, 24.
The
It's 6, right?
back door has a very subtle but still wet goo spot on the like weathered plank deck that's on the back of this abandoned house.
Soren's gonna put some in one of his empty vials
Cool.
on his chest just to keep it.
Yeah, easy enough.
For later.
Can I just make like a medicine check on LG and Marty to see if like they're just like if they're sick at all? Just like
Sure. Yeah.
just give them a little check.
Gonna go over like, hey, let me just give you a look over, Marty.
Just
and
be like,
you do it with
yeah.
LG as well.
Yeah, just be like check up
With
time.
a 23, Soren as well. You go up to where the parents likely slept, and you see ooze on the corner of the bed.
Corner of the bed.
Shit.
Okay.
Well, this makes
Okay.
things very inconsistent.
9 total.
9 total. They look fine. LG looked more malnourished than Marty did. Marty seems fine. You notice the fridge does have a bunch of foodstuffs in it. Or the fridge, the cold pantry.
Marty and Marty, how long have you been living here? Do you know? I know it can be hard sometimes determining how long you live
This
somewhere.
child is gonna make an intelligence check.
You got this, Marty.
Come on, use that big brain. Guidance him.
That's a 5.
No.
I think 4 full moons.
4 full moons. So that's roughly. Do I know how often?
2-ish months, a little bit less than 2 months.
So about 2 months. Where did you live before this? Were you from northwest? From
North, south, southwest. The mountains.
Oh, you're from the mountains down. Okay. You
My
are.
mom and dad said it's not
Pretty
safe
far.
and we have to leave. we stopped here because there are people, but the fighting is here too. I think my parents were wanting to leave and go more that way. And he points south. He thinks he's pointing east.
Yeah, I imagined you would want to get out as far away to protect. They would want to protect you.
Many of the kids give me weird looks. Do you know why?
Kuno kind of looks at Soren for a second.
I think it is because the war that is being fought is from those horizon. And it is predominantly people of Orcish descent. They are wrong for looking at you like that, though. They shouldn't, because you have no ties to those people because you are a child. Don't let them make you feel bad. You it will be okay.
Just drop
Can you find my parents?
Here's a lesson of racism.
Hey, you gotta learn it sometime.
No, I know. It's just poor kid.
I mean, you know, as two people like Soren and Kuno have gotten gross looks all the time going through.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
probably
especially a
best
half
to-
drow. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Soren knows all about that.
So LG has not spoken to the other kids, but at least until you link up with the rest of the group, I think you may have found the most recent victims.
We can see if Otto can follow the trail of Gouda somewhere.
Gouda somewhere. Marty, you know are you staying at the church?
I don't know. I've been staying here for now.
I think it'd probably be best that you stay with LG. I think he'll look out for you. Right, LG?
LG's got his arm around him. Of course. I've always wanted a younger brother. Just killing that over and over. I love it so much.
just so heartfelt.
It's so cute. We're gonna save these kids, man.
Yeah.
They're the only thing we're saving.
Yeah. Good. We'll take you to the church, both of you. Unless you'd rather do it yourself, LG, and we can keep looking around here.
I can take him, that's fine. We're gonna steal all their food first, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, do that. It would go to waste if it just...
Make sure to give some to Marty, of course.
Well, Marty is...
Yeah, we have like a collection. Please don't tell the preacher that, but yeah. We'll take care of it.
No. Your secret is safe.
Totally said the same exact
Same time, I love it, brothers. Yeah.
LG, can I give you a responsibility?
Sure.
And Kuno's gonna reach into his bag and pull out a silver raven. This is a good friend of mine.
Oh, he like takes it like it's an action figure.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have to keep it a safe and you have to keep it a secret. Yeah?
Okay, hey. I'm gonna be honest, you guys have been really nice. My first thought was to sell it for more food, but okay.
Here, just so you don't sell it, Soren's gonna give him, like... How much gold did I give him last time? 1?
I think you gave him like a gold piece, yeah.
And didn't he take like 10 gold pieces from Kuno?
Yeah, he took 18 from me.
He took 18, but he's
and we
doing
also
okay
gave
for
him 3
money.
days worth of rations, so...
Yeah, he doesn't need anybody.
Alright. Don't sell that, that's important.
19 gold buys a shitload of food.
Exactly.
In a small town. It's so
exactly. That might like flip the
LG's single-handedly ruining the economy.
just destroyed GameStop right now.
Yeah.
Just tanked it, yeah.
But this raven is magical, and well, when you say the phrase Meldung, And she was like, ah, shit, and it turns into a crow and like starts pecking at him.
Just like fucking spreads on it.
You like plug its ears. When you say is afraid of
Yeah. And you can use it to send messages. And so if you are if you need to get in contact with me and my brother, send the raven, okay?
Thank you. Does it do anything else?
Nope.
Nope, that's pretty much it.
Believe me, I wish it did
cool.
more as well, but it mostly just sends messages.
It's super cool. Thank you.
Inside check. Does he actually think it's cool?
An avocado.
Oh, great, an avocado. Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks.
16 plus insight 17.
So he genuinely likes it. The first thing that kind of flashes across his face is like, why would I need to message you? Like, he just does not understand the potential danger of the town. Like, he's just like, what?
Maybe it's better that way.
If I need to message you, I'll just fucking punch you in the knee in the market every day.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh,
But no,
children.
he takes it and he hides it. He doesn't have a backpack, so he just kind of like puts it underneath his shirt and like keeps it close to him. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Now get back to the church. Soren and I have we are going to do some more looking.
Marty, if there's anything you want to take, I will do so now. Just all the things that you want here. I don't know.
It doesn't look like there's much in this place, like in terms of like not.
There's some
like
blankets and a little bit of clothing.
Yeah, like like probably not much like in terms of like he probably has anything that he holds dear on his person, basically.
100%. Yeah.
Like stuffed animal or like something like that. Blanket or something.
But you reiterate that it's not safe to stay here.
Yeah, it's just not safe. I wouldn't. It is very dangerous if you don't stay here. We will look for your parents and we will try to find them. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. You guys go about your business. We'll leave LG and Marty.
How far are we outside of town?
You're at the very edge of the western town. So it's gonna
Is it
take
like
you
less than a mile?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why him a limit for your bird?
No. I was gonna summon Camilla and have Camilla walk them into town, but maybe I won't reveal that I have a camel.
You don't want to
ace.
reveal all your cards.
Yeah, it's my ace.
It's a camel.
Bring that
That's
out.
my
and-
ace.
Bring it
So
out
good.
when times are
Ride
really
your
dire.
steed into battle.
When
Yeah.
times are really dire.
Dude, they're gonna be like, shit, he has a camel? We gotta reevaluate.
We're gonna take him out.
No one had these on the reports. No one
No
had this
one
on the
warned us
reports.
about the camels. Yeah.
It's got 2 humps!
Yeah, you guys head back to the market. Is there anything else you guys want to look for around the market?
Well, I wanted to look for like more things, like if there was like signs of struggle, in the house, before we went back to the market and
yeah, you do a once over. You don't find any obvious signs of struggle. It is just the 2 little goo spots. Not even like nails scratched anywhere, like nothing. It's cleaned up but not cleaned up type thing, because obviously there's some goo trail left behind. Whatever caused this is able to quickly subdue their victims.
Can Kuno spend, while Soren's kind of looking for a sign of struggle, can Kuno just try and figure out, like, who they were? Like we know their names, but like any signs of like their profession or like if they knew anyone in town,
Investigation check.
It was
where
mostly,
their
like,
mama stay.
I was looking for signs of struggle because I wanted to see if I could find some blood.
But also a bit of help.
I'll give you guidance. Just kidding. I'm already looking for something. I mean, it's a 1, so it doesn't really matter.
Sick. All right. Well, you got rid of my negative.
Oh no. Is it just 0?
9 total. No, it wasn't that bad.
9
but-
total.
Yeah, I would have patted you on the back and then I don't want to.
You looking at their belongings and the clothing they have, pretty obvious that these are just refugees, and they've probably just been stealing and hiding here. They probably don't have jobs. It kind of lines up with what Marty said. You find a journal or a pamphlet. It's only like 4 or 5 pages, but it is written in a language you do not speak, I don't think.
Okay. Kuno will still take it. And also, while I'm searching, can I do a divine sense? Just get a general vibe.
Yeah, divine sense on this property. Good old divine sense. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing here. Perfect. With your investigation that you had prior, you don't find any blood or anything like that either.
Okay.
It's pretty cleaned up in terms of that type of thing. Eventually heading back to the market. The market seems relatively quiet. You do see like there's a small, very, very, very small, like little apothecary stall, and there's a guy kind of like actively trading with the person there. There's people kind of in other marketplaces. Kuno, there's quite the line at the cobbler. Seems to be fairly extensively busy, pretty common. A couple other shops, some thread materials, survival materials, hunting equipment, things like that. Nothing crazy.
How much is food selling for around here?
I think everything is relatively on track with what you would expect, with the exception of meat. Meat is quite expensive because almost all of it is going to the military. You've heard some complaints of like how much the military is taking for like grain and stuff like that. It has not appeared to affect prices yet, but it likely will.
Okay.
So the money that they stole from you will likely last them a while.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's it.
Okay.
Right.
You guys heading to the Peacock or back to Niall's parents' place?
We did say we would. Did we say we'd meet at the Peacock, or do we say we'd meet at Niall's parents' place?
I think we said we were meeting, so let's just say it's in the backyard of my parents' place.
Let's meet at the treehouse. Let's meet at the treehouse and Niall's backyard.
Let's meet at the treehouse.
Got it. Okay. Team Peacock. James and Moss. You guys arrive. Captain Stelios is already there. Looks like he's already had a full plate of food and is working on a second.
Damn.
Immediately sees you guys because he's like facing the door where his table is. Oh! Right on time, I suppose?
Morning, Captain.
Yeah, morning. Would be a good morning if I wasn't woken up so late at night, but hopefully it was worth the trouble.
Woken up late at night.
You guys went to get the census quite late at night. It was like way past a military standard bedtime for you guys woke him up.
We don't have any solid leads quite yet, but we do have quite a bit of information about strange goings-on, as well as a few concerning pieces of evidence.
We also have a few more questions, if you're willing.
You have till I finish breakfast, I suppose.
First things first, and I'll hand him over the census. I assume we have it.
Yep. Easily enough, you return that.
Firstly, with information regarding the census itself, we've labeled down 2 names that we could possibly investigate, and wondering if you knew anything about them.
Sure.
One, Rachel Langley and Roland Littleton. Might be possible people.
Be honest, besides pointing out the ones that I know have not been located, those names unfortunately don't mean much to me. Again, this is the list we were given by the census crew in order to recruit. A couple of them we've been able to get a hold of. More of them we have not been able to get a hold of. And more we're still working on the list, so.
Were these 2 part of the people you couldn't get a hold of?
No, I don't think we've gotten to them yet. The list is assigned to various group, like he explains it's given to recruiters that go out and try find these people, because like they don't have a phone book, right? So they kind of go door to door. Hey, are you John Taylor? No. Okay, bye. Until they can find them. So there's some names that he'd be willing to give you that he knows the house is empty, versus this. So no one who's been looking for Rachel Langley or Roland Littleton have come back to say yay or nay yet.
I see.
They're still firmly in the unknown category.
Now, this is going to take a little bit of a wilder turn. But have you investigated any of the empty places that...
We'll get around to it eventually. Right now, we're still in the drive phase. We're still trying to recruit who we can.
Right.
But we've begun to tell our people back in Flintgate some of the news. Like I mentioned to your friend here yesterday, I do have, unfortunately, a meeting in a few weeks with my commander back in Flintgate, where I will give my report on who and what percentage of the population that we're trying to recruit is missing. And then I'm assured it'll go from there, but the military is not required nor have the resources to investigate this stuff.
Right. Well, at the scene of the crimes that we've investigated, the disappearances per se, there's been a strange residue left behind in what I can only assume, if we were to investigate further, we would find it at every place that might have been previously lived in, as well as we engaged in a little bit of combat with a strange ooze-like creature.
Sorry, an ooze-like creature? What the hell does that mean?
Well, you know what an ooze is?
Do not know.
Basically, it's a slime that can crawl around and eat people.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, it's not exactly...
What do you mean it's like a slime that crawls around and eats people? You guys fought a pile of goo?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did it fight back?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
That was the
kicked the shit out of me.
terrifying part.
Right. And where was that?
Where was that about?
Like, tell them the general area, because it was a
you don't know
it was
who
in the
lives there.
Cavendish,
You just
yeah, it was just an abandoned building in a general area.
Kind of notes down the description. Like I said, thank you for finding this weird residue. I'm assuming it's linked to this blind ball that you fought. Like I said, it'll be passed on to the investigators that get sent here, but it's just not something we have resources to look into at this moment.
If we could, ask for kind of permission from you to continue investigating. Not in the sense of you give us, like, you know, free pass to roam wherever we want, do whatever
as long as
we
you
want,
don't interfere with our recruitment efforts, we have
of course.
Yes,
we have
yes.
no obligation. I will hopefully point you in the right direction. And he points to the list, and he lists off the top of the head the ones that he knows they have been unable to find. So you guys look at the updated list in cast notes. The ones that are starred are specifically from that list. Plus, I added Erica, Gerald, and the ones. So you have Edward Wright, we already knew about, not someone they've looked for yet. Ann White, Henry Davis, James Wilson, Grace Allen, Francis Wood, Benjamin Reed, and Robert Evans.
Wait a
Hold on,
second.
did you say Henry?
Henry Davis.
You just updated is missing?
Yep.
How long ago
Captain,
was Henry
What
deemed missing?
Henry would have been. This list isn't our current list, as I hope you understand. I can't give you access to
No,
most
yeah,
active
Captain.
data. This is probably from a week or two ago.
Captain, we met Henry Davis last night.
Oh, well,
With
that's
his
good. So he
cousin.
hasn't been eaten by a slime ball. He's just a deserter. If you find
Well,
him, you know
here's
where to
the-
send him.
He said he's working as a volunteer and was acted as if he was like a part of, had access to the barracks and everything.
He
Interesting.
was gonna take me to the barracks
I'll
last
ask my
night.
officer when I get back if this is the most updated list. But like I said, I am not the head of police here. I am much too busy with the military
Right,
activities.
yes. Who-
You let me know what you guys find, but
Who would
my
be the
report
head?
says that this. I don't think Boris really has a police department.
Could you
Right.
point
Which
us
is
in the
why-
direction of? Could you just point us in the direction of where Henry Davis, where he was looked for?
Yeah.
What
his
house he might have
his
been in?
Again,
domicile.
I would have to check with the officer. That's just the names off the top of my
Okay,
head that
okay.
I know have been reported missing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Kind of looked him off.
This is quite troubling indeed.
His cousin, Richard, he was not reported missing at all, or have you checked on him yet?
I don't. That name doesn't ring a bell. Again, there are a few hundred that we're looking into. Keep investigating. You don't need to keep me updated until you find who's doing it, because again, I do not have any
Right.
direct authority to
Yeah.
grant you permission to do things. I'll ask the officer in charge of this recruitment run to generate a report if you give us a day or two. I'm sure that officer could meet with you and at least give you an idea of what's going on with Henry Davis, and he kind of makes a mark on that name, and we'll let you know.
All right. Thank you for your
Yeah.
time, Captain.
Thank you. Amon,
and
I
I'm-
think it might behoove us to go on the hunt for Henry Davis once we've regrouped.
Yeah, might do us some good. And as I'm getting up, can I just one last read of how he's handling this and like how he's reacting to the situation?
Yeah, make a insight check.
All right. Oh shit! I think that's 20. Yeah, 21.
Hey yo,
It was a new
hey yo.
animation on Dtmahanen. I was like, I haven't seen that yet.
Seems like he's telling you the truth. What you really pick up on is that this just isn't his problem. The fact that we can't recruit is a problem, but the individuals regarding this do not. He cares because his recruitment information is messed up, but he does not have the capacity to give a shit. He's willing to help, but he's not going to lift too much to make that easier for you guys, if that makes sense. He's a commander. He's preparing to move out in a military operation. It's not really directly something he's responsible for. So,
Captain, not to alarm you, but in the case that we might be in need of immediate help, would you might be able to be reached anywhere?
If I'm not here, I'm usually out in the field or in the barracks. But again, not the head of police. You let me know what you guys find, but I do not have any authority to grant you guys access to anything. Or really, like, I technically can make arrests, but it's not my area. Your best bet is to wait the few weeks for when the investigators get here.
If our investigation turns up anything that may lead to bloodshed, can we count on you to at least somewhat back us up if need be?
If there's an official investigation from Flintgate, I'll tell them the truth. I don't take sides. I gave you access to information. You've provided information that there's some sort of thing going on. We don't know if it's a disappearance. We don't know anything yet. So can't count on me to take your side, but I have no reason to lie.
We will keep looking and hopefully find somebody.
We'll keep you updated, Captain.
Sounds good.
Oh, I should have probed that man's brain.
I feel like he's an
Guys,
honest man.
leave the Peacock and meet up in the treehouse in the backyard. It's midday.
So cramped in here.
Midday or one? Yeah, it's a little cramped.
I mean, we
one or
were
two
like
o'clock.
5 when we had this.
As you all regroup.
We've got news.
So do we.
So do we.
Oh, good.
Who's
Who
going
would like
first?
to go first?
Well, maybe ours might be urgent.
I
As
believe.
is
I think ours is a
ours.
little urgent too.
Well, that is just
Yes.
a good thing.
Okay.
I mean, we know probably the most recent disappearance is
Do you?
Pearl.
Did it- Yeah.
4 days ago.
It was 3 days ago.
Oh, yep.
3 days ago.
It was Erica Mason and Gerald Mason. They are from the outskirts of town. They aren't necessarily members of this town, but they are refugees from Ryerson. Ryerson's the country, right?
It's not formally recognized by most countries on Vistarian, but it would be called Ryerson, yeah.
Me,
It's,
who is not from the Anzal Kingdom, would call it Ryerson, right? Because I have no
You
stake in the war.
could, yeah.
They're from Ryerson. Refugees trying to run away from the war, and both have disappeared. We know this because their only person survived was their kid.
Oh,
I see.
well, we met someone last night who apparently is missing according to the census.
And
Oh,
he was okay? Good.
He seemed... We had no reason at the time to suspect anything of him, but he seemed fine. But he was reported as missing. But the strange part of the matter is he was acting as a volunteer patrolman. I don't... Correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems like the kind of person who would be enlisted, or at least might enlist.
Would want
their
to
own free
enlist.
will.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Unless they're part of an evil cult that steals people.
Unless, yes, and he's not feeling himself. Mind you, these two gentlemen, he had a cousin, were patrolling the residential part of town for the better part of the night.
Standing on watch for someone else to steal people? Could
Maybe.
just be more. It could be more than one person too.
Who was the other person that was with him? Maybe check in on him because he could be gone now.
That is what I was thinking. You should go check
Yeah.
on, what was his name? Richard?
Richard
Johnson.
Richard Johnson.
Richard Johnson.
His
You
name's
should
Richard
probably-
Johnson.
Dick
Johnson.
Dixon.
Dick
Dick
Johnson, really? All right. Dick Johnson. Let's go find him.
What did you guys find? Nala, Gwen, Nico.
We found many people who houses have been abandoned, and there was the strange goo that you had mentioned. Names: Grace Allen for about a year, Richard Evans for at least 2 months.
Robert Evans, yeah.
Robert Evans.
Yeah.
Apparently, I did not do that right.
Yeah,
And-
which those two names that you guys call out are on the census list that the guy,
Confirmed
Stelio,
missing.
said he couldn't find. So again, that shows how outdated their information is, that these guys have been apparently missing for a year-ish, and it still showed up on the census data.
They just found it.
Yeah. Because there's no police force, as
I
Stelio
don't-
said. There's no active standing sheriff.
This might be out there, but considering the inconsistency with the census data, perhaps someone is impersonating some of these people that are missing.
That's just possible because.
Keep up appearances.
But it also. You would think if they were actively recruiting so hard as they are, you would think they would have updated censuses that are more recent because.
Well,
was the last
how often
time-
do they how often do they recruit?
Niall, make a history check.
Oh boy.
Because it could just very well be it's been this long since they tried recruiting.
I'm not going to count that roll because I bounced off my mouse and stopped prematurely.
Sure.
Okay. 18.
18. So the census data as like an operation, and Nico, you would know how it works in Flintgate, but who knows if it's the same out here. The census is only collected every 5 years. However, especially in these skirmish towns, as they're colloquially named, they are required to keep a very accurate accounting of who moves where, who dies on the battlefield, who gets moved to a different regiment. The data should not be this inaccurate.
So potentially someone higher up is tampering with evidence.
Right.
Someone with
Tampering
access,
with
someone higher up.
evidence, Yeah.
There's no way it should be this accurate.
Well, should we head straight to Mr. Johnson then?
Well, also we have a fresh trail. We could track that too, especially with Dakwa's nose.
We may be splitting
Yeah.
up again.
Yeah, we could, we could split up again 3 and 4 this time.
Right.
Yeah, it might be better to stick to larger numbers
Oh,
in case
are we,
this leads to any more slimes.
Question: are we going to be like potentially interrogating everyone? I mean, Nick, do you have Zone of Truth as well?
Yep.
Okay, well then we can split up.
The fucking cops just walking around.
I would
many
think that
how
we
many-
will.
I have 3.
Oh, I
Or-
have 2.
I can also charm people. So.
Five
Yeah.
times a day is a lot.
And I have detect thoughts.
Actually, and I can use it more because I
Yeah,
have.
you go.
I can
Do
just
you
scare the
harness
I can just try and scare the shit out of people and tell them the
It's
truth.
okay.
Yeah, I can use
Oogly
4.
boogly,
I can,
tell me
I
the
can use it. I
As
can
about
technically
as
use
good as I
it.
get.
We have 6 times a day technically because I have
Cool.
harness
Higher level
divine power.
slots.
Yeah.
Before we leave,
No,
So-
not even that.
Before we leave, a couple things, just as we've come together and regroup. In terms of our seismometer, what are we? Any leads? Anything we want to add to the web?
Well,
of
Henry
ideas?
Davis, major
Henry
sponsor.
Davis.
Major sauce.
Way up on that sus
Major
list. Okay.
sauce.
What about you guys have kind of fielded that there might be something related to someone higher up.
Yeah.
Is there any names that come to mind? Are there any offices that you might want to investigate?
Only
Niall, I'll tell you straight up. 2 years ago, there was a sheriff.
Okay.
There's not one.
Oh.
Rid of the sheriff.
So there's no
Okay.
longer a sheriff. Do I know the sheriff's name?
I one shot the sheriff.
You would.
Is now? Do you know if Estelios is like the highest person in town right now? Like the highest person?
I doubt because they said he got a boss.
Yeah,
In Flintgate.
Oh, in
He's got a
Flintgate.
report in
He
Flintgate.
also,
The old
he
chair
also
of
mentioned,
White
though,
Ark.
He wasn't. He also mentioned though he wasn't the only officer assigned to this.
Yeah.
So
He
he's a captain. He has officers
Yeah.
below him. So he has an officer that is in charge of this specific recruitment
He's
round.
got people that are
Oh.
doing the grunt work.
So in chain of command, it's Estelios, and then somebody who is in charge of the census, and then that person sends people out to go find the census data.
In terms of just the census and recruitment part of what you guys are investigating, Stelios, as far as you know, now Stelios was here as the highest rank when he was a general. As far as you know, a new general has not taken that position since he got demoted, so it's still just the captain. He's the highest rank that you know of now so far.
Okay.
Below him, he has a series of officers, and there is a specific officer that he did not name that in a few days would be able to meet with you guys and give you an updated list.
Okay.
They're in charge. It's the officer of recruitment, right? The name of the sheriff from a few years ago was Vareth. Varys Everhunt. Very hoity-toity name.
Varys or Vareth?
I'll post it for you. One second.
Okay, so could be that.
He is a full drow.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
That's
Maybe I gotta do some schmoozing.
But okay, so it could be that Estelios, distraught about being demoted to captain, hasn't really been paying attention to a lot of shit, and possibly one of these officers beneath him being impersonated by whoever's making these people disappear, making all this census data kind of be wishy-washy, and he doesn't know because he's not paying attention, and they're just pulling strings beneath him without him noticing.
Possible. But
So-
why the ooze? Where's that coming from?
Maybe
What's the point
they're
of all this?
eating all the bodies away, and then they're just assuming people's identity because they're secretly a doppelganger.
Possible.
Slurping
Perhaps
people up.
they're taking them somewhere else.
Could be because there's a reason why. There's got to be a reason why Marty survived. They're obviously not taking people that aren't in their prime because they're only taking people who are being recruited who would be in their prime.
Not worth taking.
Exactly.
child, right?
A child isn't worth taking.
Healthy.
The elderly aren't worth taking because they're not
Healthy
healthy.
adults.
Exactly.
So they're looking
We're
for
looking-
adults who are like fully developed, at least, like
Pretty
mentally.
much,
So
or at
then
least close to it.
perhaps
mentally and
It's
physically.
even more nefarious, and they're doing something to these people.
Yeah.
Harvesting organs? Sacrificing to
Using
deities?
bodies for something? Like it's
Sucking their blood through a straw?
all manner of things.
So
No.
who's coming with Amon and I to Johnson?
Me.
Well, I
Niall?
can too.
Soren?
Yeah, to
All right. And then
Make
the
sure
rest.
The
he's
other
telling-
three
I'll stick with
follow
that
the
question.
I
live
can go.
trail from Marty.
Follow the goo.
yeah.
Oh, the goo, you find the boy.
The
gooey
boy.
Hate that.
Right.
The boy
Like
making
that
goo.
Not a fan of that.
The boy
okay.
who gooed.
That also is good because like just
They
Not
have
the boy who gooed.
Kuno just sponge any damage that might go their way.
well, yeah, and also it's
Only
just like
Kuno, though.
I mean, it would have been either me or Kuno
It
going
would have
either
been
way.
only Kuno either way.
When you asked if I had Zone of Truth, did you mean now or like?
Oh no!
You don't have it now.
Of course I don't
When
have
I
it now.
when I ask
nobody
if you
prepared
have
spells this
it,
morning?
I'm always mean now.
Oh, are you online right now,
Always.
Kuno?
Do you have Zone of Truth? I know you can cast it.
Yeah, no, I don't have it prepared.
Okay, well, at least one of us has it prepared.
Well,
Tomorrow,
they won't really need Zone of Truth if they're following a slime trail.
Oh, and I would
Tomorrow.
give my vial of
Maybe.
slime to Nico because I know she just loves that shit.
Yeah,
No, I
just
got
starts-
slime
starts
already.
drinking
But
it.
thank
Well,
you.
you can get more.
Maybe
more,
it's maybe,
more fresh slime.
To be fair,
Yes.
yeah, the slime that Soren has is still liquid. Yours is
Ooh.
crusty.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so let's
Yeah.
go.
First
Better to
See?
sniff.
Better.
Wait, does non-Newtonium fluid get crusty though?
This
I don't fucking know. Am I a scientist?
I mean, you could make non-Newtonium fluid. All you need is cornstarch and water.
Yes.
All right, let me go do it
Or
real quick. Let me go do
an
it.
ooze buddy.
He just comes back, Marsh's house is on fire.
Who's BFF?
So it gets really crusty.
All right, so we're
Ah.
going.
actually
We're
does
going
it.
after. We're gonna move to Team Henry Davis. No, Dick Johnson.
Richard Johnson.
Dick Johnson.
Dick Johnson.
The man
Johnson
with
Johnson.
Dickerson.
Family company.
Before we do that, first half of the day, I would like Dogqua and Moss to roll a d20.
Oh god.
Big
Roll high.
D20 I found.
I
it.
can't wait for
Roll
us to have
whatever is
5
good,
notice
we don't know
points.
what's good.
Okay,
High
so
is good. High is
so
good.
high. So that means Amon rolled higher than me. I was the.
High is better. It is a contested roll.
Oh god, I got something.
I got an 18.
Moss, what'd you get? 18. Okay. Dogqua, what'd you get?
11.
Better than a 10.
better than a 5.
Not based off of Tyler's giggle.
I'm gonna start using a different dice because that's another natty 20. You guys gain 1 point of notice.
God damn it.
And do we have any?
You guys have a lot of threads. You've not reached a resolution on Dick Johnson, Henry Davis. You have not reached a resolution on Marty's parents. And you have not reached a resolution on RL. Those are your 3 big ones so far. We got to get a resolution of one of those. Dad. Okay. Team Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
Dick
We're still with it. So
You
who is
made
that?
this
That's
list.
Amos, James, Niall, and
Soren.
Soren?
That's
Soren?
Sneasel.
Okay. And Sneasel.
Amon,
As
it
Sneasel.
might behoove us to drop the pleasantries this time.
Are you giving me
He's gonna
permission?
go in and
are you
fucking
giving me
crack his
permission?
sternum.
I have
How did you
something.
do?
I have something to make sure he tells the truth,
Listen.
Right.
I'd love to let loose.
and we know that he is telling the
I've been-
truth.
I've
Can we
been-
not
Real
beat up
mad.
people from my town?
I'm not saying we're gonna beat him up. I'm just
no.
saying we're
Just
not
scare him.
going to be so
them deserve
coy
it.
as we were before.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you? I mean, would he? He
break
would know
down,
you
break down a
from.
door, throw a table.
He would know. He would know you from last night, right?
Correct.
He would.
Well, no, I was disguised, but
He wouldn't know
know-
you.
he'd
You
know
were
wouldn't-
you were an octo man. So
I
you
was
were
on,
hidden.
I was speaking in my normal voice though.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, so I mean, but how many people do have? I mean, I guess not many people do have that accent. So it's like,
Not many people.
it's
have
like me.
it.
It's like me if I were to like look different, but I'd be like, oh, hey guys.
I could turn
Oh,
myself.
hello there.
I could turn myself
What is up with
invisible.
you? Oh, that is not
Oh,
good.
I was
Oh,
gonna
hi.
say-
But I could use
actually-
my American voice.
This was
Hello
important.
there.
Hello,
Before
citizen.
I'd like to use my
Before we
credit
left, I'm going to pull my face off and then become disguise Moss.
Disguise Moss, okay? You're just
Yep.
a human man. No, a half elven man.
No, sorry, just Moss, but in the Reaper form.
Gotcha. Fake Moss. Faux Moss.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I have access to all my charms.
I could turn myself invisible and get near him in case he tries to run. I could just reach out and grab him. You won't know I'm there.
Maybe you could cover the exits when you're invisible.
Yeah,
and just, like get like we would be up the front, you would be coming from a different angle, or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Just like, you see him and you guys just disperse and just come at him from all sides.
Circle.
Okay, you guys head to
Surround
the Western District, right?
I think it's no. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was the Western.
Yeah.
I think it's Western.
Where's
It was the Western.
Western?
Western.
So far the only ones you guys
Western.
haven't looked at is the Eastern, the church, and the barracks thoroughly. But so far, beside the Eastern, you haven't had a real great need to investigate those 2 places yet. We head to the Western District. You guys can talk amongst yourself. You guys can catch up who is doing what the plan is. While I do a music change, don't mind me.
If we see him and he doesn't see us, I'm gonna go invisible and I'm gonna get close to him. So in case he tries to run, I can just get him.
I can also hold him in place if need be, magically.
We're going to threaten him. Let's try and do it not in the open.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Making sure we don't have the best track record for those things.
I've learned my lesson.
I mean, we don't threaten people in
First of all,
town.
rude.
First of all, I adapted
I'll
after
have you
many
know.
people behind closed doors.
I'll have you know, intimidation is an art form of diplomacy as well.
I mean, I know how to do that,
Touche.
so I understand.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
All right.
Are we all good at it? Are we all good
I'm
at
not-
being mean?
We can combine our roles to make it.
Oh, just big and scary.
Niall's tiny, so he's just like.
Small. And
No, it's like now just uses his gun.
It's like the
yeah.
tiny Keanu
Shadow.
Reeves with the gun.
So I'm making
Thanks, I
edit that with
hate it.
Niall's
Wake
face.
the fuck up.
Just take the cheapy
Wake the
Niall's
fuck
face
up,
and put it over
samurai.
Keanu with a gun.
Yeah. Huh. So
Right.
I mean, it's subtle. We can. I mean, literally. We don't even need to like threaten him because if he's lying, if the spell I cast fails, I would know. I mean, if it succeeds, I would know if he's lying. I mean, he can refuse to talk. So if he doesn't talk, then
we know
we can
he's
escalate.
withholding-
But
yeah.
we also know that we also don't want to, like Niall said, just don't do any of this in the street. If he's out in the
Obviously.
middle, I think the best option is just for either me and Soren or Niall and Soren or someone. Moss, you're not very strong, but just come up, grab him, and pull him somewhere.
Rude.
I could also convince him to come with me willingly.
But if he doesn't, we don't want him
I mean,
running. So
I mean,
yeah, I would. Sorry, I was alluding to I would magically convince him to come with me willingly.
gotcha.
meaning, but there's always a chance of something happening too. So like, we have
So
to have
if
A, B,
everything
C, D.
else, if everything else
It'll be
fails,
plan A. If not, then we'll just grab
Exactly.
him and drag him away.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, and who knows if
This-
he could be just gone.
Yeah,
And all
that
those-
being said as well, we do have a little bit of leeway with the local, authorities,
I mean,
given
what
that there are no
author-
local authorities.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Very
Local
true.
Given that there are no local authorities, the soldiers that that are aware that we're investigating won't likely pester us too much.
Did Niall tell us that there used to be a sheriff here?
I would have
I
told you, yeah.
imagine, yeah.
And maybe we
That's
can
another
also.
strange thing.
Yeah, it's also a thread we can explore too. Is where did the
Right.
sheriff go? It seemed like all these prominent figures in the town just disappeared and died within a span of a couple of months.
It is strange.
Right.
Is the mayor alive in this town? Is there a mayor in this town?
Is there
There is
any
no
form
mayor,
of
no.
government?
Do we need to make a perception check, investigation for finding?
Yeah, you guys are going to need to investigate to
Dickman.
figure out
I will
where
investigate.
everybody be.
I'm gonna guidance
Doing.
myself.
So just investigation or perception?
This'll
21
be,
investigation for me.
this
God
is
damn.
investigation.
Okay.
I'm really good at investigating.
Big dice.
17 investigation.
Cool.
A
I
6.
got a 14.
A natural 1.
14.
21 gang, let's go.
21.
Oh!
You guys
21.
take some time because it's the day, so they're not patrolling the streets like they were last night. You start at the point that they were at where they were kind of crisscrossing over. Just to make things easy, that's kind of where you.
Do we fight? That's another thing. Do we see any ooze?
Yeah, we just see one walking down the street like a normal
casually
citizen.
on the streets. You don't see any ooze creatures or ooze stains currently. You're not that
Just
point
kind
where
of
it's just
following their
all over the
path.
fucking streets. It's just
Well, I
everywhere.
meant- I meant more like
not
Brings out
because
everything
of
we do all
Henry.
the time.
yeah, no, nothing extremely obvious.
Okay.
Yet.
I didn't think it would be terribly obvious.
But no, so you head back originally to the place where where they were crisscrossing, although you never really saw them meet there. And you do see directly south of this central area, which is a little warehouse that appears to be like a food storage area. You do see a couple people sitting on like the front step of their house, and they appear to be like working on like some sort of equipment. They kind of look over at you, but besides that, you don't really have any leads to where these guys live during the evening.
Now these are your people. Then you could ask them where Richard might be staying.
Right, I can try.
Everybody seems to know you.
Everyone seems to love you, so
That there's a reason behind that. I'll
Did you
talk
kill
about it later.
people?
golden child.
You killed the sheriff. No,
I mean, I killed opposing army soldiers.
Yeah, assume it was some with the war hero or something like that.
Yes. I'll be
Stay
back
golden,
then.
pony boy.
And I'll start.
Son, what?
what does that mean? I don't like that. I don't like that. No, you approach
on,
over
bud.
them. It's just two.
I
It's
know.
just two like younger kids, like late teens, early 20s, working on what looks like kind of like a gun. But it's way too big to be like a rifle even. Like the chamber is a lot bigger. They kind of don't like hide it behind them and be like, we weren't doing anything, but they kind of like put it off to the side so it's kind of out of view. As you approach.
Pardon me, you two.
Yes? What is it?
I was curious if you knew anyone by the name of Henry Davis or Richard Johnson.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell.
I
Right then.
did just now walk up to them.
Yeah.
I imagine so. They
Okay.
said they were going to walk up and talk to them. Why? Who's looking for them?
Oh, I'm a part of the military. And I was just doing some check-ins.
They in some kind of trouble?
No, not trouble.
Cool, because they're not here.
Insight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I have tapped now on the back to give them guidance? I'm
Not
gonna
for this one, nah.
no. But it's
Good
a
luck,
lesson.
Joe.
Yeah.
Nah. We'll let it ride.
okay.
We'll let it ride. They're being pretty obvious to begin with.
If only I could roll well, that's a 6.
6. They're not like. You don't get a hint that they're like trying to be malicious with you. They are acting protective.
Is there something you're not telling me?
There's lots I'm not telling you. Don't know who you are. You work for the military. That's 2 strikes. They're not here.
All right then.
Well, we know where they are.
Right.
Wait, no, we
Look,
might.
Have a good day then.
Let me in there. Let me in there.
Try not to explode what you're working on.
Amon's just in the corner.
Foaming
me in.
at the mouth.
Foaming from the
at
mouth. Just being held back by Soren. You're lucky he's holding me back.
Hold him back! Hold him back!
And I'll walk back to the group.
What did they say?
Likely that they may be hiding them. They were very secretive.
Withholding.
Should we impart upon them the stakes of this life or death? Life, for the individual we're looking for?
Perhaps we
They
can.
could be in danger.
They're unlikely to speak to me.
I think.
Try and...
yeah, it's.
I mean, if we all come from the same group, they're probably gonna be just as withholding. Even if
Yes, I just meant...
Me or you, Moss, you want to go at this friendly or not so friendly?
Let's walk before we approach again, just so they see we're not from the same group.
Yeah.
Right. I can go over and see if I can't loosen a few lips.
Right.
Okay. You two walk up.
We're totally going a different direction. Woohoo.
Yeah, we are definitely not at all...
Gets out of the corner and just rips off his fucking face.
Alright, are me and you going up together, Moss, or do you want to go at this by yourself?
You can come with me.
I'll come with you.
Teamwork.
Okay.
Take my hat off.
Just,
You guys walk up.
Moss will give you a warning. Things might get a little weird. Just charming,
Aren't they always a little weird?
I'm
Do you
just
need
giving
someone
a
to make
heads
sure
up.
that they're telling the truth? Or
If you want to, but I feel like if what I'm doing is going to work, they'll tell me whatever I want to know.
I mean, I guess if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
But if you want to come with us in case it doesn't work,
I feel like more of a crowd is going to raise more suspicions.
I mean, just
at this point, yeah.
walking to the group, walking away from the same group, it's kind of
at this point,
That's fair.
The
That's
first
fair.
two people who have said hi in the entire day.
Literally,
it's just like 15
exactly.
minutes apart.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
look,
And I
my
don't know where we're
plan,
at.
my plan is to charm them and make them answer what we want. If that doesn't work, you can cast your spell and we'll do it the harder way.
Okay. Yeah. So
Or
all three
you
of us can go
just
up there.
kill them and then cast Speak
All right.
the Dead.
Fun then.
Yeah.
I'll be
I could do that
here.
as well. I could do that as well.
Do that as well.
It would have to be
Options,
tomorrow because
baby.
I don't have to be tomorrow though. I can't.
You gotta take a
I don't
nap first.
I don't have Speak was Dead today.
The three of us
Wait,
walk
do I?
over there in a like a gang.
Niall's just in the background watching.
Hey, we heard you were talking to our pipsqueak. You weren't telling them the truth.
But by the way, Soren,
Why you
me
lying
and,
to our boss?
me and Moss have a thing going on, private investigator. So if they ask who we are, that's who we are.
What am I?
James
then?
and James
Private,
and Nick.
You're
private
one part of our
investigator.
private
Well,
investment.
okay, so all three of us are private.
Hired
All of it,
security.
yeah.
Hired security.
With
Investigating the
Niall,
disappearances.
I mean, I know you look like you're just a spitting image of the military, but what did you tell them that when you went up there, I'm
Then I'm
assuming
from the military.
Exactly. It's okay.
Right. Okay.
It's not like I
so-
can lie and they definitely would not.
The
believe me.
military hired a private investigator to look for.
We could
Dick
say that we were
Johnson.
hired by. We could say that we were hired by Abigail Rat to investigate the disappearances of.
Right, they didn't seem too
And
keen
now
on
is our
military.
escort. Now is our escort.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going with you.
I know.
No.
But
We
in
don't
case they
have to,
ask
we
why
don't
we're
have to
part of the
physically
same group.
escort us everywhere, but you just more of a keep appearances here because we've been seen
Just
around.
go, just go.
Yeah. I don't think we need so much a cover. We're gonna magically influence them.
I mean, yeah, I'm just
That's
saying, like,
true,
if
yeah.
it doesn't work, that's
If
our.
neither of these work,
then
Just kill him and Speak
we
the Dead.
go.
it would take a day.
over to them.
Okay, you go over to them, you approach them, and they, instead of hiding the gun, or gun contraption, it does not look like a rifle. They kind of just put it on their lap because they're like working on like a small piece of it.
It's not a truth gun. Sorry.
Hey, hello. Yes. We had heard that you had spoken to our associate. He's kind of our guide around town. We're investigating the disappearance of people in town, and we're hoping that you might be able to tell us if you've seen Henry Davis or Richard Johnson. We know you don't want to talk to the local military, so we figured maybe if you knew it was about the safe, literally, if they were alive or dead, less so if they're... And Moss will whisper, deserting? We're trying to figure out if they're part of a bigger plot or if they're just their own thing.
Haven't seen him.
And then I'm gonna do Fey Dominance.
Then I'm gonna kill him.
And then
I'm gonna drop a nuke real quick.
Scythe across the throat. Get out of here. Fey
Hey.
Dominance. All right.
Fey Dominance.
And if that works, I'm gonna punch him.
I need all of them to make a DC 16 sanity saving throw. Technically, everyone within 120 feet, so...
Jesus.
I'll say because we're using it narratively that we can limit it to just.
You've gotten a
Just
little bit
these
you got it more focused.
You've been training.
Sanity saving throw DC 16.
How sane are these kids?
Sane
Oh
enough.
my god.
He rolled another natty 20.
Oh my god.
You rolled.
They both succeed.
Oh
Um,
my
I-
god!
Told you.
My god.
Well,
They have a +0. I rolled a 16 and a 19. Oh my god.
I need to leave. I need to get out of here.
These are different dice. I've used this dice, and now I'm using the kitty bum
Alright.
and the cool sparkly one.
I also
And
found
then
that
what he
also
says,
bad.
when Moss notices he doesn't work, it doesn't work, he'll just look over to Soren and nod.
and Soren just casts Zone of Truth.
Murder.
His eyes glow.
Zone of truth.
Guys glow red.
Are you saying anything, Soren, as you cast it? Like, are you asking them any questions?
It's got somatic, so he starts by going. It's that old thing.
That's how hemomancy
it's
works.
Vocal.
Like
vocal.
cutting his arm open.
Vocal and somatic, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, a charisma save. DC what?
16 charisma.
Please don't
16.
roll
Let's see if I get
initiative.
another 16 and
God.
19 because I have a +0.
No.
Hiya! Nope. Double 8s.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Finally.
They both fail, and you know they fail.
And I think they know they fail.
They know they're under the. Yeah. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions. So I've always wondered how that works. Like,
Yeah,
they
how
just,
do they
get,
know
like, a
that
little,
they
Hey,
can't
man, the
answer?
spell says they know that they have to tell the truth.
No, they know they're affected by the spell and can avoid answering questions, but they wouldn't necessarily know that they can avoid that if they've never. I feel like if I were under a spell,
It's in a weird ruling where it's like they are aware of the spell, which implies that they know the spell. But yes, these are two citizens on the street. They watched this hired guard walk up and do like a fucking Egyptian dance and say some weird runic pattern. And then a dome appears before dispersing as the spell is cast, and you know they have failed. They kind of look around, and you see the guy like grip the gun, not pointed directly at you, but he's like holding the trigger on this gun they're working on.
I'm gonna reach down and grab the gun and like force it to stay in position and get right up in his face, and go, yeah.
Be spooky.
Could you imagine Niles watching from the alleyway like, oh my god.
They're gonna kill
27 intimidation check.
Oh my god.
27. And
the
I'm
guy
just
lets go of the gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it and throw it, and I'm just gonna be like, listen here, you little shit. People are in danger, people are dying, we're trying to make sure they're safe. Tell us what you know.
Richard and Henry pay us to make sure no one knows where they are. That's all I know.
do you know why he pays you?
No, this was actually the first time he's brought it up in a while. He said 2 fucking creeps were following them last night, and they were worried they would come looking for him. And so they paid us to sit here all day and make sure that I'm assuming you
pay
3.
It was just them two.
A decent amount for what we're used to.
How much did he pay you?
5 gold each.
I'll pay you 10 gold each to go fuck off. And tell us where he's at.
I don't think
Crazy.
10 gold is gonna buy their forgiveness when they find out we
50
owe-
gold each.
That might.
Jesus.
I mean,
I'll give 50 gold to one if you give 50 gold to the other.
I'll give 50 gold to both of them.
Okay.
I don't care.
I'm okay. I'm cool.
You guys pay up. They give you directions. A couple streets north of the warehouse. You guys are on like the southeastern portion of this warehouse. They have a home there. They're cousins that live together.
Do you
Oh.
know how
They
long
should be
have
there now. They sleep during the day. So.
Also, to tell them, and I'm sure we hopefully don't have to tell you not to breathe a word of this to either of them, or anyone else for that matter.
As long as you don't, then we're
Yeah.
good.
Of
Yes.
course.
how long has this been going on?
Like this is the first time they paid us in a while, but when they first hid from the recruiters, you know, not everyone wants to die on the front lines.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
When
that's
they
fair.
first hid, they paid us to say that they skipped town. And we're too young to fight, so at least we were. We're not this time around, but they haven't called for us yet.
And it's just these two that are paying you, no one else.
Yeah, just Dick and Henry. The Johnson brothers. No, I'm kidding.
So,
The
you
Johnson
would
cousins.
happen to know why it is that two men that are hiding are patrolling at night? Seems a little...
Oh, they've been
dangerous.
doing that for years. But
Mm.
especially lately, with people going missing the last year or so, feels like this town's half empty now. But no, they've been doing that for years. That their father and their fathers used to do it when they were around, but they died a decade ago in the war.
Right. Well,
They're good guys. They want to keep
No, of
helping the
course.
people, not die in a
I'm
war.
honestly more relieved to hear that it's merely a matter of personal belief than they've been eaten by a monster. So, appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
Spend that money wisely, lads.
No.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. Yeah, we will for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kindly fuck off.
Fucking off. And they salute and they walk away.
Currently fucking up.
They do leave the
No, we
gun
go
with you.
back.
I will take the gun.
And you throw it.
I will take the gun and throw it over my shoulder.
Sure.
Just have it on
You
my
guys
shoulder.
quickly walk over. You link up with Niall again. Now you see Amon carrying a beast of a gun.
Okay,
We're talking like a steampunk grenade launcher.
I'm
what the hell is that?
Don't worry
That's what
about
it
it.
looks like.
You want
I
it?
left it.
I don't know if I can use it.
I mean, you
I
can.
can't.
You don't know. You don't know.
I
So you can.
can't.
I mean, you don't know if you can
Bet.
use something until you try. So
To give you guys an
Sure.
idea of what you're holding right now,
I'll hand it over to Niall.
I didn't pay for this art, so I can't post it on stream, but
Holy
that's what you're
shit.
holding right now.
Yeah.
fucking blunderbuss, basically,
Jesus Christ.
Basically.
or like a
Basically.
grenade launcher.
Look how high the sight on that thing goes. You're supposed to
Yeah,
fucking
that's
launch
insane.
that
It's like a
thing.
mortar launcher.
Yeah.
There's
my
no
God.
sight on it, but it's basically a fucking mini mortar
I
launcher.
love it. It's just
I hand it over to
compressed air.
Niall. There you
There's
go.
no gunpowder.
Just a potato gun.
Just goes.
It literally might just be a potato gun.
It just fires potatoes.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing looks like it shoots them at a freaking velocity that would
It's so
kill
we
a
can
man.
feed towns
knock
very
somebody
far away.
out.
It would
Yeah.
cave in someone's chest.
Speed towns, man. This is actually probably more.
It's like one of those like shoot those guns that shoot
T-shirt
out
cannons.
during like basketball games.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's
T-shirt cannon.
Yeah.
Niall, I think that
Took me a
might be
second.
the gun you use when you need to clear an entire room of people
That's a
at
fancy
once.
one.
Probably.
That's dope.
I'll take it. I need to figure out what kind of ammunition it uses, and also can I even carry it because my arms aren't that strong.
Load more.
But we'll figure it out.
Load Mork.
I mean,
It's a
I
mortar
could-
Oh,
launcher.
my boy!
Get it
More
back.
would
I can
impale
carry
someone's
it if
chest.
you don't feel like carrying.
All right. So to close it up, you guys head over to
Henry
to
Davis's or the hideout.
To the warehouse.
Henry, the Johnson house. It's
Where the
north of the warehouse. They have a house further down one of the streets. The door's closed. Lights are off. They told you that they sleep during the day because they're guarding almost every night this area. Make perception checks. 2 of you can make perception checks.
I'll give Moss
Please don't make me roll anymore.
I got one.
Natural 20.
What?
Or
Oh.
That'll help.
And-
That'll help.
Don't forget a 12.
total
With advantage
27.
from Niall.
27 with a
27. Yep.
Yeah, Moss, you spot it just from the angle of the sun as you're walking up to it, like your height moving as you take steps. There is a pretty decent dried schmeckling of ooze on the front step.
The ooze got here first. Let's get in there quickly.
Okay.
Is it recent? It's liquid.
It's dried, but it's newer than the stuff that Nico showed you in her little
Can we-
vial.
But it's
Yeah,
not as
let's-
new as the stuff I found.
Check the door
Correct,
if it's
it's dry, yeah.
unlocked.
Okay.
Going for the door.
Door's locked.
Gonna kick that bitch open.
So 3 days. Why not?
I'm going for the kick.
Make a strength check, motherfucker. This
Can I give him guidance for this? Can I give him guidance for this?
Can we double
Yeah,
team
as
the
you
door?
see him raising his foot and you
I
slap him on the
smack him
back,
in the
just
back
like,
of the
this better
neck.
work.
3 for my,
Oh my god.
11.
11.
11 ain't gonna do it, man. At this point, because this is the second time, I am gonna punish you.
Oh, no.
You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and stealth checks are made at disadvantage for the rest of the day because you're walking with a limp. You've hurt your fucking knee for the second day in a row.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're an old man
Fucking
and you're
doors.
dead, man. Things don't heal the same way.
You
fucking
permanently
doors.
sprained your ankle for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, there's no healing tissue, so it's just like that forever.
That's like a regular sprained ankle healing
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did say permanently sprained your ankle for 3 weeks too.
However,
Alright, fuck
you
this shit.
bashing against the fucking door, you do hear movement inside. Just like, what the fuck? Henry, Henry,
Can I-
Henry, what the fuck?
And then I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna chaos bolt the fucking doorknob and just blast
I-
it.
As you're thinking of doing that, I'll let other
Okay,
people
okay,
have a
okay.
reaction. You guys start
Okay.
hearing this commotion inside.
Um.
Amon
Henry's
immediately starts charging up a
Henry's
fucking
missing.
laser beam. What are you guys
Oh,
doing?
Can I quickly? Sorry, go ahead. You're talking, Moss.
No, I was sorry. I was talking to myself. My bad.
Can I go? I was like, did I just interrupt him? Can I go and quickly? Is there any? When we walked up, is there any other entrances? From that.
The house is not at the end, so you haven't seen the rear of the building. There might be.
Can I quickly run to the back?
Yeah,
Like
you
literally
begin
after I
sprinting.
smack Mon's because Amon's neck, I just start running at the
You
back.
guys go into tactical mode. You kick down the front door, and you're halfway past the side of the house when you hear Amon go, "Oh fuck!" And then you hear people from inside saying, "What's going on?" And then a guy screaming, "Henry, Henry, what the fuck?" You get to the back of the building. There is a back door, leads into a kitchen. Again, very similar setup to the last 2 places you guys have seen.
I'm gonna try the door and see if it's locked.
The door is locked,
Is there a window?
and
I'm not kicking that door.
Do
you
it.
take 7 acid damage.
Oh no.
There is goo all over the handle and the door.
Oh no.
You didn't see it because you're in the shadow, so there's nothing reflecting off of
You
it.
said 7.
7 acid damage as you grab onto it, like a Home Alone hot doorknob moment. Where you're just like, ah, fuck.
Your best Tom and Jerry scream.
Dude, that was so good. That was so good.
Nah, you want to shoot this door off?
I'm surprised I might pick that up. Because usually when I do stupid.
Oh wait a minute. Hold on. I just realized I'm in the Reaper form. Can I bust the door down?
Yeah, give me a strength check. You are gonna run into it at the same time as Amon releases the Chaos Bolt. I'll say if you roll a nat 1, you open the door, but the Chaos Bolt goes through and hits whoever's behind the
18?
door. 18, you're
With
good.
plus
You
7.
break down the door as like a Chaos Bolt hits it. It kind of fizzles out in that elemental energy. Amon's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I helped. The
I
door
did it.
swings open.
Second time I'm
you
loosening
see
it up.
in the front room, There are two sofas that are clearly immediately, you notice this, being used as beds. So they've got blankets on them. They've got like sack pillows. It's pretty basic. You see Richard Johnson standing over a massive puddle of ooze.
Shit.
Richard, get away from that!
I'm already pulling out my gun.
Fuck, it's you! He recognizes your voice, not your appearance. Who
Can
are you? And then takes a step back.
I'm
ooze
here
is
to
not
help
moving.
you.
The ooze is not moving. It's actually, you can
Right.
see it like seeping into the floorboards below and in the ground.
Where's Henry?
I
Can
don't
I-
know!
Can I cast a? If this is like just happening, can I walk in, see the ooze retreating, and cast a firebolt at it? See if it reacts.
Fucking light the full floor on fire. To reiterate, it does not look like an ooze creature.
Yeah.
It
It
just looks
is
like
like
Okay.
a puddle of
It's a
acid
puddle.
that is slowly seeping.
I just
Puddle.
I didn't know if it was like retreating into the
Slipping through the
floorboard.
No, it doesn't look sentient
Yeah.
in this form. It looks to just be a puddle. Soren, you can bust in the door or go to the front door. You decide, but you
I'm busting
join
that
them.
door.
You join them. Both doors busted open.
You have
Niall,
a
you follow in as well.
God damn it.
I don't.
You guys
basement?
just swatted Richard. Is what just
Yes.
happened.
Yeah, we just did.
Open up.
One in the back, three in the front. Put your hands up, and he's just like,
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Richard, have you noticed anything weird about Henry in the last week or so?
"Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. We sleep during the day. What's happening? What the fuck happened to Henry?"
That's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's what we're trying to find out, but
We think Henry
we
is
fear
not
the
Henry.
worst.
Do you have a basement?
No, solid
Okay.
ground.
Okay,
Um,
making sure.
Niall, you're being quiet. Give me a perception check. You're kind of like taking in.
I'm very frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, finally,
that
good
vein
roll.
on your forehead.
18.
Nice.
It is starting to break up, but it is still there. There is a very clear strand of goo from one end of the sofa all the way out the back door.
I'm following it.
Yeah, you
Nice.
follow it out. It goes
Immediately.
through the garage.
Out the
is
back door?
It is leading northward.
I'm going.
Can I go with now?
Okay.
Since I came
Yeah.
out the back as well.
Run with Niall.
Wait,
You guys
we're all
just
leaving
leave
Moss?
Richard Johnson?
Are we
Where's Luke?
leaving him? I don't know.
Richard?
Two stay, two go.
Okay.
Have you noticed anything weird about Henry? No? Fool, just fucking run out the back door.
I'm gonna talk to Richard for a moment. I'm just gonna be like, Richard, I don't think it's safe for you to stay here any longer. You might be the next
So either,
victim.
man, what the hell happened to Henry? You two will say, the two of you stay with Richard for now.
Okay,
The
okay.
two of you guys are off on the chase northward. Other group,
God damn
what are
it.
you guys up to?
God, this is so tense.
What about the goo,
This
though?
is really intense music.
It feels intense.
This is Investigations 3. Thank you, Syrinscape. I forget what you guys were going to be doing.
We're going to
because that was
Marty's
so
house.
intense.
Marty's
Go to
house.
Marty's house,
And
right.
Dakwa's gonna follow that goo trail. Fresh goo.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Who knows, leading
To
the
whiff.
Marty's house?
Yeah, Kuhn will lead you guys.
Okay. You guys arrive there, no problem. LG and Marty are gone. The door was left open. They just kind of grabbed everything they could and fucking yeeted out of there. You see the goo, Aqua, Nico.
Mhm.
It is still wet.
This is our trail. Kuno, did you find anything in the house, or was it just essentially abandoned?
Oh, I found this journal.
Oh, a journal.
And hands it to you. I think it is in Orcish.
I'm gonna try to read it before I cast any spells this time.
It's Orcish.
Okay. Well, if Doc was sniffing around, I'll start trying to cast ritually cast tongues, I guess.
Okay.
Please bark whenever
Uh,
you do anything, Aqua.
I'll say 10 minutes later, that is done. While
Makes
that's
me happy.
happening, Aqua, do you go into hound form?
Obviously.
All right, you take the scent, you start following it, but you're waiting for your friends, so you're kind of just ready to know what direction. It's northward of where you are. The journal, nothing super specific because I know you're looking for key information for what, but because Marty is the most recent victim, or at least his parents are, you see them detailing their adventure. They are from. One moment, please. They're from a small village on a very, very western edge. Not quite on the sea, a little bit inland, called Kilrock. It's a village. They describe kind of their life. Looks like this is Erica's journal that she's been keeping for years, where every few months she'll just write a short entry detailing what happened. You see the moment where now that Martin is old enough to stay quiet at night, it's time to leave. And they've been planning to leave, and less so because of anything that's happened in the Rizog Highlands from the Ryerson forces, and more so basically the same thing that's happening in Barras. Food shortages, too many people being killed going to the front lines. They're heading eastward because they heard that Flintgate is rich and wealthy, and they don't know if they would fare well south, and they don't trust going through the Vestarian wilds alone. And they specifically note that they weren't able to secure passage to Leonora.
Does it say why?
Money.
Gotcha.
But nothing besides saying, hey, we arrived in Barras. They arrived in Barras little under a month ago.
Okay.
And then you guys follow the goo trail.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, is it ask Nico if it says anything about Zed's disappearance, but I'm assuming Nico would share everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it hasn't been too long that they've been here either. Just long enough to be known, to be taken.
And it's the victims seem inconsistent, yeah?
Well, they're not only Anzalian, they're everybody at least. Well, everyone who's an adult. Because Marty would have been in the same room. Like, his bed's 2 feet that way. So...
He didn't say he heard anything. Or I'm sure he would have said something if he had.
I want us to cut in that we know that Marty wasn't at home when his parents were gone.
Right.
Yes, you did know that. He was out playing.
He was playing, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He was out playing Red Rover.
So he wasn't dangerous. So he wasn't opportunistically eaten.
Okay. We'll say you guys are having this conversation as you're following Daqua, who's heading northward. Not as pronounced as, not that you guys know this, not as pronounced as what I just described to Niall, but there is in the grass, like clearly like a sap-like substance fairly consistently as you guys head in the general direction of northward, which the most northern thing on this side of town would be the church. You guys get about 300 feet through this field, and the trail disappears.
Is it just like is there like if we kind of search around a bit, is there like a sewer line or a well or...
Dogqua, give me a perception check with advantage.
Okie dokie. I had... Perception was 4, if not... Where'd that go? Okay, that's 1. And 2. 14. Sorry, nope, that is math. 18.
18. You notice not a sewer, per se. There is what at first glance just looked like a dead end. It's covered in dirt and some other like foliage materials. There is very clearly a very small, too big for the humanoids to go down tunnel. Even you as a hound would be a little big. You probably could do it, but if you get stuck or if you get chased, it'll be difficult for you to get out quickly.
Mm-hmm. Is it Mighty Mole time?
Oh, you can be. Do you have enough wild shapes?
No.
Oh.
Is this a different day?
Nope.
No, it's
Yeah, it's a
not.
different day.
Did they recharge on a short rest or a long rest?
Oh, no. This would be the second time, yeah.
This is the second time in one day.
Right.
Yeah.
They were doing
What is this? Sorry, what is the hole made of? Like, is it just like a hole?
It's
in
just
earth?
like loose earth into the ground. The two of you who were here who were in that battle yesterday, the goo could go through like a wall basically just by sucking himself through like a rock crevice. So if it is a goo monster,
cracks.
probably doesn't need a fully formed walkable tunnel to navigate. I will also say north of you was where this hole is found. The house is kind of down here. You guys were kind of heading in a not straight direction to it. There is another path that goes directly south.
So one that also leads to the hole. Or
No, from the hole south. There's two trails emerging from the hole.
Oh, I understand.
Did I used to have a shovel? I could have sworn I had a shovel. Kuno had a
you
shovel.
do.
You probably have a shovel.
You've talked about having a shovel.
I don't know why it's not on my character sheet.
I don't know why it's not on your character sheet. You did throw a couple things in that tree, but I feel like it might have just gone deleted. You definitely have a shovel.
I definitely have a shovel.
You gotta dig your cat holes.
I mean, we can follow this other path. I don't know about this other path. Kuno was just gonna start making the hole bigger.
Digging the fucking tunnel.
Well, we could.
I will say, just more for me than for you guys actively trying to do this. Just give me a stealth check.
Ah.
I'm just
All of
curious
it?
how much of a yep, all of you that are there. I'm curious how much of a mess you're gonna leave.
16.
A big one.
Question.
6 decks if you don't have a stealth stat.
Well, I was gonna say, like, would I still be in dog form, or would I?
You're not hiding. The stealth check is a passive one, so it's while you were in dog form, you would have been making this stealth check.
Cool.
How many
And what's the
puppy
number
prints do you
for Dex?
Just whatever your Dex modifier is. You should.
Oh,
have
right now.
Or a stealth skill.
As a little doggo. 1 second.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say I don't know as the doggo. I didn't have the quick link to that.
We will say +3.
Cool. I got a natural 20 with +3, so that's 23.
23, 6, and teen. I heard a teen.
I had 16.
16. 16, 23, nat 20, and a 6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. As you guys are kind of thinking over. Go ahead.
What angle does this hole go? Like, if you look down it, can you see, like, is it going straight down? Is it going towards, like, the church, towards out of the forest, or, like, in a specific direction?
It goes in a few different directions.
Oh.
This appears to be an emerging point.
Hmm.
One heads
we
eastward into the
found
city.
nest.
One heads kind of northeastward towards the northern district rather than just going directly west or directly east, sorry. One appears to head loosely in the direction of the barracks, and one appears to head to the church, or at least in that direction.
So it's using a network of tiny little gopher holes to get all over town.
I suppose it would be a bad idea to stake out this one, considering it seems that there are so many other ones.
Mm-hmm. And wherever the southern trail goes.
Fuck's sakes, Aqua. Aqua agrees.
Yeah. Anytime you hear a roar, it's just a me agreeing.
Yep, love it. So good.
Because we could also send... Mork is small enough to fit through the hole?
Yeah, for sure.
Kuno, are you able to cast a spell light?
No.
Oh, fuck.
I can give him a lantern. Can he hold lanterns?
Yes, but it's got to be like a morgue-sized lantern is the problem. He's just blind in the darkness, so...
What you could do.
Morgue-sized lantern.
I would
aka a match.
Tie the lantern around his waist, and he could just
His
have
little
it by.
booty? Oh my god.
You could also, he's metal. You could also just have him be a flaming
no.
metal
That
sphere.
did not come through. That
Do
got
that again.
sucked out the universe. What did you suggest?
I said you could set him on fire.
Ah!
He's not gonna burn though. He's just gonna. Well, he's
He's
it'll
made of
probably
metal.
take a lot for him to melt.
Exactly.
But that might murder
He's also
him.
he's just not gonna. What is it? What are you gonna catch?
Huh?
You can't just light metal on fire.
No,
Or some
yeah,
lantern
right?
oil on him.
Just it'll
So
only
maybe
burn his
explode?
mustache feathers.
He has
needs
hit
those.
points, and he's not immune to fire damage.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Also,
Just
or
tie a
he-
lantern to him.
His eye
cool
is
if he
like a
was.
squishy gelatinous eye. It's like flesh.
Oh, so that's where his hit points comes from.
Yeah, it's just, his
It's
eye
just the eye.
explodes and he dies.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this lantern only
It's
weighs
just-
2 pounds.
Yeah, that's heavier than he is. He's like the size of an 8-ball.
He's like 6 ounces. Yeah. He's so
Yeah.
tiny.
Like if Aqua transformed into something small enough to fit in the hole, Mort could go in and be her backup. He's just blind, so he needs light to see, which would give him away. So it might not be good, but then Aqua's not alone.
Soren and Niall were the ones
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
You guys see the other half of your party in like
Do-
a weird open gathering in the direction that you're following this trail.
Oh shit. So you guys are here?
Soren,
you guys
cast light
hear
on
them?
Mork.
I cast light on Mark. just throw a light ball at him. Just kidding, I don't even have light. I cast dancing lights for Mark.
Dancing lights for Mort.
Around him, yeah.
I cast there's a little Mork shaped like I combine all the lights into a mini Mork shaped. Oh no, big Mork, because it'd be a humanoid shape. So it'd be a big Mork.
Mork just starts
It's
kissing
just
her.
Mike Wazowski? Is that what you just made? You just made Mike fucking Wazowski?
Motherfucking Mike Wazowski!
Let's go! Mike Wazowski, voiced by Danny DeVito in this version.
Oh my god.
I said, that's good.
What are you running? Why are you
Exactly
running?
what you said.
We're following a trail.
What kind of? Oh, this trail? It
Whose
goes
trail?
down and in.
Okay, go.
Can we tie something to Mork just in case he like pulls if it needs like
If he needs urgent help.
yeah, like if
boy.
you need to pull him back, like
Aqua
So he do-
probably still has like 500 feet of that blue thread.
But isn't it
Here's Red
absorbed into
Aqua.
her right now?
I'm in
What's that
dog
say?
form.
Aqua's a dog, but Aqua, would you like to transform so you can contribute? You're gonna have to change shapes probably, anyways.
I can't, but okay.
Don't you have 2 wild shapes a day?
yeah, sure, use it once.
This is the second one today.
This is the second
No.
one of the day. Yes, it is. Because
Am I
Yeah,
supposed
you
to
guys.
because when
looked
Niall
through-
went with them earlier in the day.
Yeah, this is the same day. This is the afternoon from what you guys did earlier. Yeah.
Would it have been enough for a short? You get him back on a short rest, right?
Yes,
If you do, then yeah, you could get it back for sure.
So technically, I have one.
it is
more?
a short rest.
So you have one
Yes,
more.
you have.
If we were in short rest.
You definitely rested at the treehouse.
Oh god.
Yeah, we were up in
we
the.
went
You were in the
back.
tire swing.
Yeah, so
The
you turn back
swing.
into
I'll
aqua
turn back
form.
to Aqua and go. What?
I like this
What's the
picture we're
plan?
painting of Niall's backyard.
Did we all
Um,
regroup again?
No, you guys are
No,
with
you two
Niall
are
and
still
Aaron.
interrogating. They've run into
Right.
the other group
They
following
ran
the
into
slime
the other
trail.
group.
This town is not that big.
Do we send you and Mork down and see if there's anything down there? Mork can be your backup.
You could be Mork's backup. He does have a
They're
point.
here now means that there's more than just one Oozy Boozy, and I don't want to deal with that alone again.
You don't have to deal with it alone. You go
You
in
just
there
need
and
to
scout.
find where it comes out, right? Like if
Does
you
it
have
come out
to
from here?
pick the right trail. There's many.
Well-
when I looked down the
That's
hole, I could
unfortunate.
see it branching off, so we need to know where it goes.
I mean,
Or-
if these oozes are taking Zabadis, they would have to take Zabadis somewhere, and
So we
Zabadis-
just find where they're taking them.
yeah. You don't have to go that far, but if you can find a place where it opens up, maybe we can find where it opens up, and then you come
Like a
back
cavern?
immediately.
Would Aqua know which animal's good with dark
Moles.
vision?
Yeah,
But also
you
stealthy?
probably-
Because I was thinking rats.
Rat, mole. Those would both be
that's a little
great.
tough.
C.
Badger. Is badger?
Badger would be too big, right?
Badger would be a little too big.
Badger, badger,
Can't they burrow though?
Badger, badger, mushroom, mush.
But then it's
They
destroying
could
the
burrow
hull
and
leaving a
expand the
trail
hole,
behind.
but you would be leaving a trail behind. Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
We get more notice. We only got 2 notices.
We got 3.
So going to
Oh,
kill
two
We
us.
only
left.
get 2 more notices until we're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
You could turn into a rat. It has dark vision of 30 feet. It's not sneaky, but it's very small.
Yeah, but rats are animals, so it's like, if anything,
It
they'd
could
be
just
like,
be a
oh,
rat.
Just a
It's just a
rat in
frickin' rat.
Exactly.
just a
Look at
freaking
this
rat.
here.
Maybe Niall knows what rodents are native. Prairie dog.
It's a gopher.
Let's go.
Just a fucking gopher.
Just a
No,
whole ass
okay,
gopher.
so another like.
Prairie dogs and gophers are different though.
Chirping! It'd be so cute.
Okay, you've got this, Aqua.
So what am I? A prairie dog or a rat?
A rat would probably be more subtle.
Okay.
You could. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else better that you might be able to turn into. Because there is.
Rat squirrels.
There's chipmunks.
could-
We met a
you
hammy.
You could be a snake.
Ooh.
It's a good idea.
Little snag.
Snake.
Blind sight
Snake.
10 feet, so no dark vision.
Oh, tits. I don't like that.
Your
much
eyes.
stealthier. Much stealthier.
Blind sight. So
So it can't
I'm either
see.
blind and stealth, or I can
So is it-
see and stealth.
is blind sight like tremor sense? Like what is? Is that
Blind
like the
sight
monk
is-
thing
it's
where
like
you like?
sense, I think.
It's like a sense. So within 10 feet, you know where a creature is.
Okay,
Oh,
that's not use. That's not useful.
That's not good. No, I
I
think
would
I'm
think-
better off with the rat.
Yeah, because if you get found as a rat, you can just run away.
Or I
Last
die.
suggestion. Last
You wouldn't
suggestion.
die.
Unless I
Actually, never
stepped
mind.
on.
It's the same stat, but for
You come
flavor,
back
you
as
could be a
Aqua.
lizard instead of a rat. Same
Ooh.
stats. You just be like a little lizard.
Wait, or like the ones where like their skin kind of pops out and it looks like a little sunrise, and you run on high legs.
That's
Yes.
not that type of lizard, but yeah.
I'd love to be that one.
It's a
I mean, I won't because that's so out of.
You can be that
This
type
region.
of lizard. Don't let me discourage you.
Well, no, I want to try to be as stealthy as possible, which I unfortunately think is the ratatouille. So
Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Yeah, probably. Wait, hold on. I have one more potential.
can I look like an ooze rat? No, that'd be too
Actually,
obvious.
your
That'd
best,
be
your
too
best,
sketchy to be like,
your
what's
best
up? I'm just
stats would actually be a spider.
Ooh.
Slightly stealthier with
Ooh.
30 feet dark vision.
That's a good idea.
You'd be a spider. You've definitely
I-
seen spiders.
So I will be a spider.
And then
Spider.
you could sit on Mork's head
Yo.
and just be his eyeballs.
Yeah.
His 8
Wait,
eyeballs.
I should probably like communicate with him as an Aqua. Be like, okay, so 2 taps. Like when I tap you on the right, you go right. When I tap you on the left, you go left. And then when I tap you on the forehead, that means like with both hands, that means just go forward. And if you can't feel anything, just do what you gotta do, because I can't talk to you when I'm in a spider form.
Please make an intelligence check for Mork.
You got this.
Aqua, I
You just
also
gave him very specific directions.
so we're not doing the lights anymore. Obviously, because that'd be
Probably
obvious.
not, because that might blow.
It'd be
the
obvious.
cover.
That might blow our
Yeah,
cover.
It'd be too obvious.
unfortunately. But thank you, sir.
Yeah, a Modron with a monodrone with a spider on his head is so stealthy.
It's
What'd you get on
stealthier.
an intelligence
It's
check,
stealthier than a
13.
bigger monodrone.
He's a smart
That's
boy.
pretty fucking good for Mork, actually. Yeah.
At a -3, he's doing great.
That's pretty good.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Can I cast Blood Seal on Mork? Just in case.
What does Blood Seal do?
Soren's going to cut his hand and place it on Mork's head, and he gets. I would gonna sacrifice 5 HP, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he gets 12 temporary hit points.
Oh my god.
That's like twice as many as he already has.
Kuno will do the same. And
Oh my
God. But for Aqua.
Yeah, because we can't.
Sorry. We've determined that all of Aqua's wild shapes have a prefix added to her name. It's for Spaqua.
Yeah.
Spider.
Well, that'd be a suffix.
Yeah.
Spikwa.
No,
Spaqua.
prefix.
No, it'd be a prefix. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Spaqua.
I don't know why I heard it as the
A
opposite.
suffix would be
Spider.
Aquar.
You get 8 temporary hit points.
Hell yeah, that's a lot for a spider, dude. That's a lot for a spider.
Honestly, I should have just sacrificed like 30 HP and just.
You can only go up to 1d5.
Oh, dude, but no, 8. I think because you have 1 health as a spider, so it's literally 8 times their health. They're good. Okay, with that, we will end tonight's session. We will come back to find out what Dick Johnson knows about Henry Davis.
What is he
Do
at?
we have any more
What-
points of notice?
What do you
What
know?
Spaqua and Mork do. We do have some rolls to make here.
Oh
So
god.
I think, who have we done so far? We've done Soren, Aqua,
Mhm.
Moss,
Come on.
and
And
Amon.
me.
Yeah. So we'll do Niall and Nico.
This is stressful.
Roll high.
Why? Why is it stressful?
Because what if I roll bad?
Please roll well. Please roll well.
Don't exist. Don't put it into existence. Just think I'm gonna roll well.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Kim, what did you roll?
15.
Okay.
I hate
Club,
that
what
it's
did you roll?
contested.
13.
All right.
Ah!
You gain a discover point
Let's go.
and a notice point.
Oh, fuck me.
We're gonna get shanked.
We're so dead.
We're fucked.
I hope they don't just
Okay.
skip
We're gonna
down
get
to really
oozed.
shitty.
Now again, notice doesn't mean
We're gonna get mind dudes.
it means that, once you hit 5, it triggers something. It could go beyond 5, but that's when the perpetrators will know specifically that you guys are on the chase.
Yeah, once it gets to 5, we'll kill them all though.
You just kill literally everyone who doesn't immediately tell you the truth. Has
We
to
just
die.
get the soldiers.
It's the only way to save the
like
town.
And then I can raise them from the dead, cast Zone of Truth, and speak with the dead because neither
And
are
still
concentration.
know the truth. Exactly. Okay, so before we end tonight's session, first of all, I think that was a fantastic session. Session 32. It's almost been a year. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
We're getting
It's
closer and
fucking
closer. So before we end, first of all, I want to thank everybody, mostly the players who show up every week and are amazing, but also those in chat who come back every week. We love to see our regulars, and we hope to continue to grow those regulars. We hit 100 subscribers on YouTube today, which is super dope. On the right track. TikTok, we've had some awesome contact there. We need that to turn into a follower account, but in the meantime, the interactivity has been awesome. Please make sure, even if you don't necessarily use the app that often, we'd really appreciate following us on Twitter or X. No, fuck that. Twitter.
On Twitter.
Subscribing on YouTube. Following us on TikTok, liking our videos, all that fun stuff. We're trying to generate a wave of creativity. We're having a lot of fun doing it, so we want to keep that going. And for the first time, and there is more than just a promotional reason for doing this, rather than ending the session like we always do with a prompt from the storyteller, we are instead going to watch a video that was posted earlier today. If you guys were here last week and saw the recap provided by Gabo, did a phenomenal job. Set the bar really high for 5 weeks from now. I put together with the help of Bubbly a recap behind the scenes of what went on. It was posted to TikTok and YouTube earlier today, but I thought it'd be fun to end the session, hopefully with it playing. Last time it didn't work so well, so hopefully this works. And we'll bid you guys adieu. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you. Yeah,
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you guys next week.
I don't subscribe to this Christmas theme.
It's Christmas.
I'll chestnut you. I'll chestnut roast you on an open fire.
Jack Frost.